Chapter 1470. The black-robed old man was too terrifying. His body was shriveled beyond recognition, just like a mummy. Yet, his aura was incomparably terrifying. His eyes were deep and indifferent, as if he had seen through everything in the world. "Kid, run. Fly faster." Whooshing Crocodile felt a chill run down his spine. Lin Tian Chao swept a glance behind him, his expression naturally not looking good. The 5 heavenly lightning shock art and duality steps were circulated to the limits of what he could execute with his current cultivation, creating a vast silver sea of lightning in the starry sky as he rapidly fled. However, he couldn't shake off the black-robed old man at all. The old man stepped into the starry sky and closed in on them in an instant. He stretched out his big hand again, covering the sky and the sun, shrouding Lin Tian and the others. Lin Tian, Whooshing Crocodile, and Little Taichu felt a chill run down their spines. The surrounding space was directly frozen at this moment, making it difficult for them to move. They could only watch the big hand suppress them. Lord Crocodile has just stepped into the immortal realm. I'm not far from the indestructible eternity. Am I going to die like this? Whooshing Crocodile was about to cry. Little Taichu widened his eyes. Lin Tian's body was boiling with golden divine light. He wanted to break this seal, but it was useless. The old man's power was too tyrannical and boundless. He couldn't break free no matter how hard he tried. With a rumbling sound, the old man's big hand approached in the blink of an eye. All of a sudden, in the nearby starry space, large ripples appeared, churning like waves. An incomparably shocking amount of astral energy gushed out, like a vast ocean of stars sweeping out, terrifying to the extreme. Then, in the next moment, a demonic beast covered in black scales emerged from the surging star power. Its demonic body was a little too huge, almost comparable to the stars. Its pair of eerie eyes were a little creepy. Roar! It seemed to have been hibernating in this place all this time. Now that it was awakened, it seemed to be a little angry. It let out a roar, and the terrifying sound wave turned into tangible ripples, instantly shattering pieces of the starry sky barrier. With a bang, the black-robed old man's large hand was blasted away by this sound wave, and the sealed space around Lin Tian and the others was restored to its original state, and they could move again. Immediately, Lin Tian, Whooshing Crocodile, and Little Taichu all began to move. With a flash, they moved several thousand feet away. Each of them let out a long breath of turbid air. Just now, they had almost been crushed by the black-robed old man's huge hand. Is that a star beast? Whooshing Crocodile looked at the huge demonic beast. That should be it, Lin Tian said in a deep voice. According to ancient records, the vast starry sky was full of dangers, and one of the most terrifying ones was the star beast. The star beast was a kind of demonic beast that lived in the starry sky and fed on the origin energy of the starry sky. It was extremely powerful, and any one of them could easily kill an eternal realm existence. Roar! The star beast's body was shockingly huge. It let out another roar, and the rolling aura made people's internal organs feel cold. Its huge eyes stared at everything. It opened its mouth, and a hurricane swept out like a black hole, swallowing all the origin energy of the starry sky nearby. The black-robed old man, who was closest to it, was swallowed into its stomach in an instant. The 5 elements crocodile glared, and then laughed loudly. You unlucky old bastard. Serves him right. Even Lin Tian was stunned. That terrifying black-robed old man was swallowed by the star beast. The star beast's body was shockingly huge. After swallowing the black-robed old man, its eyes moved and fell on Lin Tian, who was several thousand feet away. Its eyes were still cold. Roar! It let out another roar, shattering the starry sky barrier and causing the origin energy of the starry sky to tumble. A terrible suction force appeared and fell on Lin Tian and the others, dragging Lin Tian and the others into its mouth. However, in the next moment, the huge star beast trembled and let out a scream. The terrible suction force that fell on Lin Tian and the others disappeared in the blink of an eye. Puff! Blood splattered, and the star beast's abdomen exploded. The black-robed old man stepped out, his body stained with blood. Lin Tian, whooshing crocodile, and little Taichu could not help but tremble at this scene. The black-robed old man, who was swallowed, was completely fine. He broke open the terrifying star beast's chest and walked out of its stomach as if he was walking on flat ground. The star beast's abdomen was torn apart, and blood flowed like a small river in the starry sky, tumbling in the starry sky. However, the surrounding origin energy of the starry sky quickly rushed to its body, causing its injuries to heal in an instant. It stopped tumbling and stared at the black-robed old man, who was as small as a speck of dust compared to it. Its eyes were full of anger. With another roar, it opened its bloody mouth, revealing its sharp teeth, and directly swallowed the black-robed old man. This time, it did not swallow the black-robed old man directly like before. It wanted to tear him into minced meat with its sharp teeth, and then swallow him. In the blink of an eye, its bloody mouth fell in front of the black-robed old man, its sharp teeth frightening. The black-robed old man's cold eyes fell on Lin Tian. He did not even look at the horrifying star beast that was swallowing him with its bloody mouth. He just raised his shriveled arm slightly, and strands of black light intertwined with each other as he threw it at the star beast. The black light seemed a little cold. It entered the star beast's bloody mouth and fell into its body. Immediately, the star beast trembled and then let out a shrill cry. Its huge body exploded, and it died tragically in the starry sky. Dazzling scarlet blood rolled down, almost dyeing the entire starry sky blood red. Lin Tian and the others watched this scene from thousands of feet away. They could not help but tremble. A whooshing crocodile trembled, and its eyes almost popped out. Little Taichu's hair stood on end, and it shuddered. Lin Tian's heart also palpitated, and his scalp was a little numb. That was a star beast. It was extremely terrifying and was known as one of the most dangerous dangers in the starry sky. But now, it was slaughtered so easily by the black-robed old man. "Kid, the situation is tense. Run quickly," Whooshing Crocodile said in a trembling voice. This black-robed old man was too terrifying. He was like a messenger of hell, and it felt cold all over. Lin Tian did not need to be reminded at all. He immediately increased his speed, wrapped Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu, and continued to escape. At this time, facing such a terrifying existence, they had no other choice but to run. With a whoosh, he took Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu and escaped far away in the starry sky. The black-robed old man was bathed in the star beast's blood. His eyes were cold as he watched Lin Tian escape at top speed. He took a step forward and crossed an endless distance. His majestic aura sealed off all directions, and once again sealed the space around Lin Tian and the others. Then, he slowly walked toward Lin Tian and the others. Lin Tian and the others' faces changed. The road around them was cut off at this moment, and they could only watch as the black-robed old man approached. Lin Tian gritted his teeth. With a wave of his hand, he took out the ancient token that he obtained from the strange continent a few years ago. He looked at the black-robed old man and said, "Don't move, or I will destroy it directly." The ancient token was only the size of a palm. It was blue in color, and a very eye-catching Yuan character was engraved on it. He knew that this was the primitive emperor token that the black-robed old man mentioned. Although he did not know what it was used for, he could see that the black-robed old man cared a lot about this ancient token and would definitely have scruples about him destroying it. In fact, his guess was very accurate. The black-robed old man did care a lot about this ancient token. His footsteps immediately stopped when he heard Lin Tian's words. However, this was only for a moment. The next moment, the black-robed old man moved again. An even more terrifying aura spread out, and his big hand pressed down again with terrifying divine power, directly covering Lin Tian. "You think you could destroy it by yourself?" Accompanied by a cold voice, the black-robed old man's big hand instantly pressed down on the heads of Lin Tian and the others. The cold chill made them tremble. This time we are really done for," Whooshing crocodile trembled. Lin Tian's face was ugly. As the black-robed old man's big hand reached out, his body was unable to move again. He could do nothing but watch the destructive big hand press down on him. Buzz! Suddenly, the ancient token in his hand glowed faintly, and a faint blue brilliance spread out like ripples on water. Immediately, with a bang, the black-robed old man's big hand collapsed, and the black-robed old man himself was knocked back dozens of steps. Then, in an instant, the surrounding void returned to normal, and Lin Tian and the others could move again. Buzz! In Lin Tian's hand, the ancient token intertwined with a blue light. It was very gentle and very vast. Lin Tian's expression changed. At the same time, next to him, Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu were also shocked. When they first obtained this ancient token from the strange continent in the starry sky, they seriously studied it, but to no avail. They could not activate it, and no matter how much divine power they injected into it, it did not work. But at this time, as the black-robed old man's big hand pressed down, it actually moved by itself, emitting a faint blue light, and shook off the black-robed old man's big hand. Buzz! The ancient token intertwined with the blue light, as if it would last forever. In the distance, the black-robed old man steadied himself and looked over. Looking at the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand, a flash of light quickly flashed in his eyes. With a whoosh, he took a step forward and grabbed the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. "Give it to me!" Lin Tianyi was shocked and subconsciously swung the ancient token towards the old man. Bang! With a loud bang, the black-robed old man was directly sent flying, and a little bit of blood sprinkled in the starry sky. This made Lin Tian shocked again. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu also stared. They clearly did not feel that the intertwined blue light of the ancient token had a terrifying aura, but it could easily injure the black-robed old man. The black-robed old man steadied himself in the distance again, and blood dripped from his chest. That was the place where the battle spear had pierced through. At this time, it was obviously because of the ancient token that the wound that had not fully healed was shattered again. Chapter 1471. The killing lights were densely packed, each one extremely terrifying, as if they could annihilate everything. The black-robed elder's giant hand was even more terrifying. It suppressed all directions in the starry sky, trapping Lin Tian in a sealed space, and grabbed at the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. Lin Tian immediately felt a chill all over his body, as if the Grim Reaper's hand was strangling his throat. It was extremely unbearable. He gritted his teeth, unable to retreat or dodge. He glanced at the blue ancient token in his hand, and could only pin all his hopes on this ancient token. He clenched the ancient token tightly and threw it forward. Wong! A faint blue light intertwined around the ancient token. As he held the ancient token and threw a punch forward, the blue light rippled like water. For a moment, the killing lights that the black-robed elder slashed at him were all annihilated in an instant. Then, the blue light collided with the black-robed elder's giant hand, and the black-robed elder was sent flying again on the spot. Moreover, in the process of flying, the giant hand that collided with the blue light exploded with a poof, and blood splattered all over the starry sky. Immediately, Lin Tian was even more shocked. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu both widened their eyes as they watched the black-robed elder fly in a sorry state. Then, their eyes fell on the palm-sized blue ancient token, and their faces were full of shock. This thing is a little terrifying. 5 Elements Crocodile sucked in a breath of cold air. They had already witnessed how frightening the black-robed old man was. He could even easily kill a terrifying star beast. Yet, he had been sent flying 3 times by Lin Tian's glowing blue ancient badge. Moreover, the 3rd time had even shattered one of the old man's arms. When these scenes were combined together, it caused the old man's heart to tremble slightly. Even Little Taichu couldn't help but tremble. Then, its eyes lit up as it looked at the blue ancient token. Lin Tian looked at the ancient token in his hand, and his eyes flickered. This thing was indeed a little terrifying. Boom! A powerful divine might came from afar. The black-robed elder steadied himself, and his shattered arm reformed. His eyes became extremely cold as he stared at Lin Tian like the god of death. Then, in the next moment, he took another step forward and arrived in front of Lin Tian. His large hands stretched out and interweaved with strands of dim light, once again suppressing the surrounding space as he grabbed towards the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. This kind of aura was somewhat terrifying, causing the temperature in the starry sky to suddenly drop by dozens of degrees. It was so cold that it was somewhat frightening. Lin Tian could naturally feel the intimidating aura, but he was calmer than before. He directly faced the attack with the ancient order in hand. Bang! The ancient token emitted a blue light. There was no terrifying aura of destruction, but it seemed to be able to suppress everything. Once again, the black-robed old man was sent flying. He was sent flying for several hundred feet before he could stabilize himself. Drops of blood seeped out of his chest. It was a glaring bright red, and his eyes were gloomy as he stared emotionlessly at Lin Tian. Lin Tian looked at the ancient token in his hand, which was emitting a faint blue light, in astonishment. He then looked at the black-robed old man who was bleeding from his chest several hundred feet away. After pausing for a moment, he immediately revealed a cold smile. "Old man, you're in for it." As soon as he finished speaking, he took the initiative to move. He crossed several hundred feet in one step and appeared in front of the black-robed old man in an instant. Dong! He held the ancient token and swung his fist. The ancient token emitted a blue light that wrapped around the tip of his fist, and he punched towards the black-robed old man's chest. Now, the ancient token was glowing and had sent this terrifying black-robed old man flying 4 times in a row. He was certain that this ancient token was very terrifying and could easily suppress his opponent. Naturally, he took the initiative to attack. He wanted to use this ancient token emitting a blue light to get rid of his opponent. This was because his opponent had already targeted him. His strength was very terrifying. If he did not take advantage of the fact that the ancient token was glowing on its own and that his opponent had not recovered his strength, he would definitely become a huge threat in the future. Once his opponent recovered his strength, even if the ancient token glowed again, it would not be able to stop him. Wong! As he swung his fist down, the blue light that wrapped around the tip of his fist surged and instantly landed on the black-robed old man's chest. With a bang, the black-robed old man was immediately sent flying. More blood spurted out from his chest. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu watched this scene from a distance. They were both shocked. They did not expect Lin Tian to take the initiative to attack the black-robed old man. However, their minds were very sharp. In the next moment, they knew what Lin Tian was thinking. "Kill him," Whooshing Crocodile said. This black-robed old man was really a huge problem. They had to take advantage of this opportunity to get rid of him. In front of them, the black-robed old man's chest was bleeding. His eyes became even colder as he stared coldly at Lin Tian. "Aunt, fuck your mother." Lin Tian Lung smiled. Holding the blue ancient token, he once again approached and swung his fist down. The black-robed old man vibrated and released strands of black light to meet Lin Tian's fist. However, it was useless. The blue light emitted by the ancient token wrapped around the tip of Lin Tian's fist. There was nothing that could not be destroyed. It directly pierced through the strands of black light that the black-robed old man had released and steadily landed on his chest. With a bang, the black-robed old man was once again sent flying a few hundred feet away. More blood flowed out from his chest and dripped onto the starry sky. It was a ghastly sight. Swoosh! The sound of rushing air reverberated. Lin Tian held the ancient token. Before the black-robed old man could stabilize his body, he took another step forward and arrived in front of the ladder. Without any superfluous words, his fist directly smashed downwards and landed on the other party's chest. The black-robed old man let out a muffled groan and was once again sent flying. The clothes on his chest were completely dyed red by the blood that flowed out. This brat is really black-bellied. Every punch is aimed at that old bastard's chest that has yet to recover from his injuries. Whooshing Crocodile clicked its tongue and said. Lin Tian was at the front. After sending the black-robed old man flying, he did not stop at all. He once again approached the old man with extreme speed. Boom! He held the ancient token and swung his fist. The blue light was vast and mighty as he threw out fist after fist. For a time, banging sounds continuously rang out. He was almost right in front of the black-robed old man. Fist after fist landed on the black-robed old man's body. Moreover, they all landed on the black-robed old man's chest that had yet to recover from his injuries. In the end, the black-robed old man's chest exploded with a puff sound. His flesh and blood were badly mangled, revealing a transparent bloody hole. More than half of his heart had been shattered. Little drops of blood dripped down, causing one scalp to turn cold. Is this the wound left behind by the spear that pierced through this old bastard's body? More than half of his heart has been shattered, and even now, he has not been able to reconstruct it? In the distance, Whooshing Crocodile trembled. The little Taichu also widened its eyes. It was obvious that they were shocked by this scene. Back then, the battle spear had seriously injured the black-robed old man. It was definitely a terrifying blow that was on the verge of death. Lin Tian was also slightly moved when he saw this scene. However, he quickly regained his composure. Without any hesitation, he once again waved his fist with the ancient token and threw out punch after punch at the black-robed old man's exploded chest. Bang! 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 Every punch landed on the black-robed old man's chest. Blood splattered everywhere, causing more of his opponent's heart to shatter. Enough! The black-robed old man growled. A majestic force surged and shook Lin Tian away. His right hand moved, and with a clang, a battle spear appeared. It was 7 feet long and covered with cracks, as if it would shatter at the slightest touch. However, it exuded an incomparably fierce, murderous aura, as if it could pierce through everything. Lin Tian's pupils immediately contracted. He naturally remembered this battle spear. It was the weapon that had pierced through the black-robed old man on that strange continent. It was very terrifying. He did not expect the black-robed old man to have it in his hands. Obviously, this was a very terrifying, precious weapon. Its murderous power was terrifying, far beyond the scope of a genuine immortal weapon. At the same time, in the distance, Whooshing Crocodile and the little Taichu also changed their expressions. When they saw the black-robed old man summon this battle spear, they could not help but tremble. Clang! The ear-piercing sound of the battle spear shook the starry sky. The black-robed old man held the battle spear with one hand and stabbed it directly at Lin Tian. His eyes were cold. He only made a simple piercing motion with the battle spear, but it caused the starry sky in this place to tremble. Many places were directly distorted, as if they would collapse in the next moment. Lin Tian immediately felt the cold and terrifying murderous intent. A sharp pain appeared all over his body. Even the divine soul in his sea of consciousness could not help but tremble. However, he did not retreat at this time because he knew very well that it was useless to retreat. He gritted his teeth, held the ancient token, and met the attack again. Using the blue light emitted by the ancient token, he waved the chaotic emperor fist. Roar! Roar! As the powerful punch was thrown, the true dragon shadow and the immortal phoenix shadow appeared horizontally, emitting the cries of dragons and phoenixes. In the blink of an eye, they collided with the black-robed old man's battle spear, erupting into a blazing divine brilliance that filled the sky. With a bang, Lin Tian's body shook, and he staggered back. The arm holding the ancient token was slightly numb, and because of the murderous aura of the battle spear, his body felt even more intense pain. On the opposite side, the black-robed old man was in an even worse state. Under the chaotic emperor fist that he waved with the ancient token, he was sent flying for nearly 1,000 feet. More blood flowed from his chest, and the hand holding the battle spear trembled slightly. Obviously, in this collision, Lin Tian, who held the blue ancient token, was still on top. It seems that the battle spear can't change your current disadvantage. Lin Tianling smiled. The battle spear held by the black-robed old man was very terrifying. But now, it was obvious that the ancient token in his hand was even more terrifying. If it was used as a weapon, its grade would definitely be far superior to the battle spear. He looked at the black-robed old man. At this time, his body was in extreme pain, but he did not care at all. Once again, he took the initiative to press forward. Holding the ancient token that emitted blue light, he threw out another chaotic Emperor fist. The terrifying fist momentum was vast and mighty. The black-robed old man's eyes were cold. His right hand shook, and the battle spear covered with cracks met the attack. The spear tip pierced through everything. In the blink of an eye, the two collided again. Bang! Chapter 1472. Blood floated in the starry sky as the black-robed old man was sent flying. The flesh on his chest exploded again, and it was a ghastly sight. Lin Tian also trembled violently. The blood in his body roiled, and he almost vomited blood. However, he forced himself to endure. Again, he gritted his teeth and took a step forward. Holding the ancient token that emitted blue divine light, he attacked the black-robed old man. With a boom, he used the ancient token that emitted blue divine light to perform the Chaos Emperor Fist. The impact shook the starry sky. The black-robed old man steadied himself. His eyes were extremely cold. He didn't care about the wound on his chest at all. He swept the battle spear in his hand, sweeping away a large area of murderous black light. The two collided in the blink of an eye, and the surrounding starry sky barrier cracked. The destructive power was shocking. Bang! Bang! With two muffled sounds, Lin Tian and the black-robed old man were sent flying. Lin Tian clenched his teeth and activated the 5 heaven-shaking lightning manual. Activating the 5 heaven-shaking lightning manual's 5 heaven-shaking lightning divine domain. Suddenly, the space rumbled. Dense silver lightning fell from the sky as if it was striking from the 9 heavens. It completely covered the space within a radius of 1,000 feet, including himself and the black-robed old man. This was a domain-type divine ability. Wherever the silver lightning struck, he would be able to reach in an instant. At this moment, he moved his mind slightly and arrived next to a bolt of silver lightning behind the black-robed old man. Boom! His speed was extremely fast, and the instant he appeared at this location, he once again executed the primal Chaos Emperor Fist. Dense silver lightning gathered together, and together with the blue light emitted by the ancient token, they bombarded the black-robed elder. The black-robed old man was caught off guard. His back was directly hit by the punch, and he was immediately sent flying into the distance like a meteor. Blood splattered in the starry sky. Lin Tian stared at the black-robed old man as he flew through the air. Before the old man could fly out of the 5 lightning divine domains range, Lin Tian took a step forward and used the 5 lightning divine domains domain-type divine ability to appear behind the black-robed old man in the blink of an eye. Another Chaos Empyrean fist landed on the old man. Cough! The black-robed old man spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying once more. However, this was not the end of it. After activating the 5 Thunder Divine territory, this space was almost like Lin Tian's dominating territory. His speed was extremely fast in this space, and the process of moving did not seem to take any time at all. In the blink of an eye, he appeared behind the black-robed old man again. Before the old man could stabilize himself, he punched out again. Following that, a series of bangs resounded. Within the 5 lightning divine territory, Lin Tian seemed to be moving through space. Punch after punch landed on the black-robed old man's body, causing him to bleed. The black-robed old man was in an extremely sorry state. Break! The black-robed elder let out a low roar. The sound waves rolled and the black light rolled, shattering the 5 lightning divine domain. The silver lightning that filled the sky instantly disappeared without a trace. Clang! The dark light of the battle spear in his hand intertwined and shot straight towards the space between Lin Tian's eyebrows, piercing through the vast starry sky. Lin Tian used the duality steps, leaving behind afterimages with each step. He dodged the battle spear and punched at the old man's chest. The black-robed old man's eyes were cold. He held the battle spear in front of his chest and blocked Lin Tian's punch. His left hand swung a claw at Lin Tian's head. Lin Tian quickly retreated to avoid the attack. Then, holding the ancient token that was glowing with blue light, he threw out the Chaos Emperor fist again. The dragon and phoenix shadows formed and struck out horizontally. The black-robed old man swung his battle spear horizontally. His killing intent was overwhelming, but he could not block the Chaos Emperor fist. With a bang, he was sent flying again. Ants! He stared at Lin Tian, his eyes cold and bone-piercing. The injury on his chest worsened, blood flowing nonstop. Lin Tian laughed. You've been sent flying again and again by me. If I'm an ant, then what are you? Dog shit? The black-robed old man's eyes turned cold, and the black light around his body became more intense. He raised his battle spear and stabbed at Lin Tian again. He stared at Lin Tian and the blue ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. Obviously, he cared about this ancient token very much. You're in such a sorry state, and you still want to snatch the ancient token. I'll kill you. Lin Tianlong laughed. He took a step forward and did not dodge the incoming battle spear. Using the blue ancient token as the power, he punched again. Dong! The blue ancient token's power combined with the Chaos Emperor fist's power. The combination of the two made the starry sky tremble. The fist was intimidating. For a moment, the two collided, and the sky was filled with divine light. Then, in the sky full of divine light, the two collided again. The blue light of the ancient token and the black light of the battle spear clashed again and again. Boom! The black-robed old man's body trembled, and an even thicker black light shot out. His aura suddenly rose, and it was actually a bit stronger than before. This caused Lin Tian's body to tremble, and he was forced to take a step back. Forcefully activating the divine origin energy. Let's see how long you can last. At this moment, the aura that the black-robed elder exuded was even more terrifying than before. However, he was not afraid. He could tell that his opponent was forcefully activating his origin divine power. Such a state could not be maintained for too long. He held the ancient token that was emitting blue light and faced the attack again. Boom! In an instant, the two collided like comets, causing the starry sky to rumble. The black-robed old man forcefully activated the divine origin energy. At this time, he could barely resist the blue divine light emitted by the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. The battle spear in his hand collided with the Chaos Emperor fist that Lin Tian blasted out with the ancient token again and again, shaking the starry sky. Boom! 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 Violent rumbles were continuously produced, resounding in all directions. The sturdy starry sky barrier was torn apart inch by inch. In the distance, Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu were shocked by the destructive power of Lin Tian and the black-robed old man's battle. A sinister look flashed in Whooshing Crocodile's eyes. He said to Little Taichu, "Little guy, let's attack together. With our current strength, although we can't hurt that old man, we should be able to interfere with his battle with Lin Tian to a certain extent." Little Taichu heard this and immediately nodded. Obviously, he agreed with Whooshing Crocodile's idea very much. Buzz! Immediately, he flapped his wings. The six-colored divine light rushed up like a vast ocean and pressed down on the black-robed old man. Whooshing Crocodile laughed sinisterly. He directly supported the great five elements technique and performed it with his immortal level cultivation. The power of the five elements surged. Two different kinds of power merged and pressed down on the battlefield in the blink of an eye. With a bang, it landed on the back of the black-robed old man who was in the middle of a fierce battle with Lin Tian. The black-robed old man immediately staggered and almost fell into the starry sky. Worm! The black-robed old man's voice was cold. His eyes were as frightening as knives. He tilted his head and looked at Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu. Although the two supernatural powers did not hurt him, they directly interfered with his attacking rhythm. "Old man, fight with me." What are you looking at? With a swoosh, Lin Tian's figure closed in. Holding the blue, ancient token, he directly punched the old man's jaw. Bang! The black-robed old man was sent flying. His teeth were almost shattered. Lin Tian looked at Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu and gave them a thumbs up. Well done! As soon as he finished speaking, he directly chased after the black-robed old man. He activated the towering heaven sword scripture with the ancient token and instantly slashed out a sky full of towering heaven sword gleams. Clang! The sword gleams clanged and closed in on the black-robed old man in the blink of an eye. The black-robed old man held his spear horizontally and swept out a large patch of black light. It faced Lin Tian's towering heaven sword gleams and directly shattered them. Then, it turned into a black light and pierced towards Lin Tian's glabella. Lin Tian was fearless. He held the ancient token and swung his fist to resist. He fought fiercely with the black-robed old man who had forcefully activated a trace of origin divine energy. Destructive ripples were created, and the aura was very oppressive. At this moment, a large amount of divine light rushed over silently. The five elements crocodile and Little Tai Chu made their move again. They suppressed their auras and made their moves. Furthermore, their timing was very exquisite. Their attacks were also very tricky as they landed their divine arts on the black-robed elder. With a bang, the black-robed old man staggered again. You are courting death. Tilting his head to look at Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu, the black-robed old man's eyes were like sharp swords. It was as if he wanted to pierce through everything. What are you shouting for? If you have the temper, come and bite Grandpa Crocodile. Whooshing Crocodile was very arrogant. The black-robed old man had lived for countless years. In the past, he was very powerful. Now that he was provoked by Whooshing Crocodile, he immediately stepped towards Whooshing Crocodile. The terrifying killing intent seemed to shatter eternity. Humph! With a cold laugh, Lin Tian's figure appeared behind the black-robed old man. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu created an opportunity for him to attack the black-robed old man. He would naturally take advantage of it. At this moment, the primal Chaos Emperor's fist, the Ancient Order's blue radiance, and the five heaven-shaking thunders incantation blended together and directly bombarded the black-robed old man's back. Cough! The black-robed old man was sent flying. He immediately spat out a large mouthful of blood. Lin Tian stepped forward and took advantage of this opportunity to attack fiercely. He used the Ancient Order's interweaving blue divine radiance to display the primal Chaos Emperor's fist. Unparalleled fist radiance landed on the old man's body again and again. The black-robed old man roared. His vibrating battle spear erupted with a black radiance that filled the sky. He struggled free from Lin Tian's fist and attacked Lin Tian. However, just as he started to attack, Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu's divine radiance landed on his back again, causing him to stagger again. ****. He looked at Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu with a murderous look in his eyes. At this moment, Lin Tian took advantage of the opportunity and closed in on the old man in an instant. His fist landed heavily on the old man's chest. With a bang, the black-robed old man was sent flying again. The injury on his chest became even more serious. Blood kept flowing out. He steadied himself 100 feet away. He let out a low roar. The black radiance outside his body became even more terrifying. He once again forcefully activated his origin divine power and exploded with a terrifying aura. However, in the next moment, his withered body trembled violently. He coughed out 3 mouthfuls of blood essence in a row. That terrifying aura dissipated like a tide. The aura that he exuded was countless times weaker than it was at the beginning. Even the hand that held the battle spear was trembling nonstop. It was as if he could not hold it firmly. The origin divine power that you forcefully activated has been used up? Lin Tianling smiled. The black-robed old man's mouth was bleeding. His chest was also bleeding. However, his eyes were extremely cold. The murderous intent was so strong that it was terrifying. With a swoosh, Lin Tian stepped forward and appeared in front of him in an instant. "You're about to die. How dare you show your murderous intent to me?" As he spoke, he swung his fist at the same time. It was as fast as lightning and landed directly on the black-robed old man's cheek. Bang! The black-robed old man was sent flying. He coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. The battle spear in his hand almost fell out of his hand. The ancient token emitted a blue divine radiance. Lin Tian pressed forward and swung his fist again. The black-robed old man blocked with his battle spear. In an instant, he was sent flying. A large amount of blood splattered from his chest. Again, Lin Tiandao. He stepped forward, with the ancient token emitting a blue radiance as the source of his strength. He swung his Chaos Emperor fists. Punch after punch landed on the black-robed old man's body, creating a series of muffled sounds. Boom! The black-robed old man's body was stained with blood. A black radiance erupted as he broke free from Lin Tian's fist. The hand that held the battle spear trembled even more violently. The aura on his body was at its lowest point. The primitive emperor's token and the primordial pagoda will be in your care for the time being. When I return to my peak, I'll take everything away. Chapter 1473. The black-robed old man's speed was very fast. He no longer fought with Lin Tian and moved extremely far away in a flash. "Don't run. I'll beat you to death." How could Lin Tian let go of this excellent opportunity to kill the black-robed old man? Borrowing the ancient token's blue divine radiance, he used the duality steps, enveloping whooshing crocodile and little Taichu as he chased after the black-robed old man. From afar, he threw out a sword ray. With a clang, this sword ray was launched with the ancient token's blue divine radiance. Its might was somewhat terrifying. PFFF. The black-robed old man was wounded. This sword ray pierced through his injured chest, almost shattering his already incomplete heart, causing blood to splatter everywhere. He turned around and coldly glanced at Lin Tian before continuing to flee. He was very clear that he was no longer suitable to fight with Lin Tian, who possessed the primitive emperor's token that emitted blue divine radiance. "You're about to die, yet you still dare to look so arrogant." Lin Tianling laughed. Holding the blue ancient token, he brandished the primal Chaos Emperor's fist across space and blasted out a blazing fist ray. With a hiss, he used the blue light from the ancient medallion to activate the Chaos Emperor's fist. The beam of light from his fist was so powerful that it shattered a portion of the starry sky barrier before landing on the black-robed old man's back. With a bang, the black-robed old man was sent flying. He spat out a mouthful of essence blood, and even more blood flowed out from his chest. Moreover, cracks appeared on his body, spreading from his injured chest to every corner of his body. Ants! Looking at Lin Tian, his eyes became even colder. However, he didn't stop and continued to flee into the distance. "Fuck your mother!" Lin Tian cursed and unleashed divine arts with the blue ancient token. He led the whooshing crocodile and little Taichu in pursuit of the black-robed old man. His fists and sword radiances landed on the old man again and again, injuring him time and time again. In the blink of an eye, more than 4 hours had passed. The black-robed old man's aura had become even weaker, and his speed had also slowed down significantly. After he was once again sent flying by Lin Tian's ancient token that emitted a blue divine light, he tore open a large crack in the starry sky with his bare hands and stepped into it. In an instant, he disappeared from the sight of Lin Tian, whooshing crocodile, and little Taichu. Stargate? How can this old man tear apart the Stargate and move in such a half-crippled state? Whooshing crocodile was shocked. Even if he's as weak as he is now, he has at least the strength of a true immortal. It's not difficult for him to tear apart the Stargate and move. Lin Tiandao looked at the rapidly closing Stargate in front of him, gritted his teeth, and said, "After him." He didn't know where the black-robed old man would go after entering the Stargate torn apart, but he really didn't want to let go of this opportunity to kill the old man. Otherwise, they would be in great danger once the old man recovered from his injuries. Whoosh! He used the divine light from the blue ancient token to perform the yin-yang steps. Leading the whooshing crocodile and little Taichu, he stepped into the stargate torn by the black-robed old man just before it closed. In an instant, they disappeared from the spot just like the black-robed old man. Their vision turned pitch black in an instant. The space seemed to be spinning, and it was extremely uncomfortable. Then, after an unknown amount of time, the space trembled. Light reappeared in front of the man and the two beasts as they were jolted out of the pitch-black void. Here, the group was slightly shocked. As far as the eye could see, what entered their sight was an incomparably grand world. Towering, celestial mountains were connected to each other. All of them had a majestic aura and were countless times more majestic than the world on the Tong-hung ancient star. The spiritual qi in the air was incomparably dense. We're not in the starry sky anymore? Where is this place? The whooshing crocodile stared. Lin Tian was also moved. However, in the next moment, he suddenly tilted his head and looked towards the east. There, a black-robed figure was rushing into the distance at an extremely fast speed. In the blink of an eye, he was already tens of thousands of feet away. After him, he said, leading the whooshing crocodile and little Taichu in pursuit. This black-robed figure was definitely the black-robed old man. Whoosh! Because of the support of the primitive emperor ancient token, his speed was extremely fast. In an instant, he had caught up with the black-robed old man. With the primitive emperor ancient token, he directly punched the black-robed old man and sent him flying thousands of feet away. After landing on a primitive mountain, the primitive mountain was crushed into pieces. The black-robed old man roared and turned into a black light that rushed up. He looked at Lin Tianyi eerily and continued to fly away. Clang! The clanging sound of the sword was incessant. Lin Tian quickly made his move. With the ancient token that emitted blue light, the sky was filled with towering heaven sword aura. With the power to kill a genuine immortal expert, the sword aura slashed towards the black-robed old man like a rain of swords. Among them, a large number of sword auras hit the black-robed old man, causing him to fly away again. Some of the sword auras rushed to the end of the sky and disappeared into the distance. Whoosh! The sound of the air breaking reverberated. The black-robed old man's breath was even weaker. After stabilizing his body, he flew away again. Then, with a crack, he tore a huge void tunnel with his bare hands and stepped into it, disappearing directly. Lin Tianling snorted and chased after him with the ancient token. However, in the next instant, he forcefully stopped in his tracks and stopped. What's wrong, kid? Go after him. Take advantage of this great opportunity to kill him. Otherwise, he'll be a big trouble in the future. Whooshing Crocodile saw Lin Tian stop and urged. I know. Lin Tian did not move again until the void tunnel in front of the black-robed old man closed and disappeared. Then, he opened his mouth again and said, Unfortunately, I can't chase anymore. As he spoke, he let go of the ancient token in his hand. At this time, the ancient token dimmed, and the invincible blue divine light that it had previously emitted was completely hidden. Whooshing Crocodile stared blankly at the palm-sized ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. This we really can't chase after him. The black-robed old man was unfathomable. Although he had not recovered from his serious injuries and his combat strength was not even 1/10,000th of his peak, he was still very terrifying. The reason they could suppress him was entirely because the ancient token had suddenly emitted that blue divine light. Otherwise, they would have died at his hands. At this time, the ancient token's blue light had disappeared. How could they continue to chase after him? Chasing after the black-robed old man when the ancient token did not emit that blue divine light was completely courting death. Fortunately, that old man ran quickly just now. He tore the void tunnel and disappeared in the blink of an eye. He did not notice that the ancient token had become silent again. Otherwise, we would have all been killed by him. It shrunk its neck. Lin Tian nodded. At the same time, he was slightly disappointed. He looked at the ancient token in his hand and said, It's a pity that we could not finish him off before the divine light it emitted disappeared. The black-robed old man was completely focused on him. He wanted to snatch the ancient token and the immortal Emperor Pagoda that he had forged with Hong Meng heavenly crystals. Now that they could not finish him off before he recovered from his serious injuries, and the ancient token emitted that blue divine light, he would be a great threat to them in the future. It is indeed a pity. Whooshing Crocodile nodded. He felt the same way. Then, his gaze fell on the ancient token in Lin Tian's hand. A ray of bright light appeared in his eyes as he said, "This ancient token is indeed extraordinary." The blue divine light emitted by it clearly does not have any terrifying aura, but it seems to be able to disintegrate everything. When they obtained this ancient medallion from that strange continent, they felt that this thing was unusual. However, this feeling was only inferred from the black-robed old man's attitude towards this ancient medallion. They didn't know what was so unusual about it because they couldn't activate it at all, so they didn't know what it was. And now, as the black-robed old man reappeared, this palm-sized ancient medallion automatically emitted a blue divine glow. It actually allowed Lin Tian, who was at the sempiternal realm, to easily suppress the black-robed old man. They finally understood how terrifying this ancient medallion was. It was simply too extraordinary. It definitely had an extremely powerful origin. What did that person call it? Right, the primitive emperor's token. Lin Tian looked at the ancient token in his hand and said, "The primitive emperor's token. Is this a weapon, or is it something else?" He directly understood that this ancient token was not ordinary, but he still did not know what this ancient token was. It seemed like a weapon, but he felt that it was not quite like it. "I don't know." Whooshing Crocodile shook its head, but it can definitely be used as a weapon. After saying that, it opened its mouth again and said to Lin Tiandao, "Try activating it on your own. See if you can still summon that blue divine light." Lin Tian nodded and poured his divine power into the ancient token as before. Then, the result was the same as before. As his divine power poured in, the ancient token did not move, nor did it produce any reaction. There was not even a trace of the blue divine light that overflowed. He handed the ancient token to Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu. The two tried to activate it like he did, but it was a pity that it was to no avail. This time, it emitted on its own. Perhaps it was affected by the black-robed old man's powerful strength, and a trace of its power was coincidentally stimulated. He guessed, "Oh." Whooshing Crocodile thought for a while, and said, "That can only be the reason." Lin Tian did not say anything else. He looked at the ancient token in his hand one last time, and then carefully put it into his body. At that moment, the black-robed old man disappeared. Even though the divine light emitted by the ancient token had been concealed, they had nothing to worry about. After putting away the ancient token, the Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu began to look at the world they were in. "Speaking of which, where are we now? This world seems to be very unusual," Whooshing Crocodile said. At that moment, just looking at the world from their position, they could see that all the mountains in the world were grand and majestic. The spirit chi fluctuations in the air were also very shocking, far stronger than the ancient Tonghung star that they had been to before. Lin Tian looked at the world around him. Naturally, he could tell how extraordinary this world was. It was incomparably majestic. "Let's find someone to ask." He said so. Immediately, they left the place. Not long after, they met a few cultivators and asked them indirectly for advice. Then, they found out where they were now. Myriad Domain Emperor Star? We came all the way here? Lin Tian was shocked. Chapter 1474. The starry sky was vast. It was difficult to count how many star fields there were in the starry sky, and the stars among them were endless. The Myriad Realms Emperor Star was the most dazzling star among the endless stars. It was the central Emperor Star of the Wanwei ancient star field. It was said to be the star at the center of the vast starry sky. It was also the largest star in the entire starry sky, so it was named the Myriad Realms Emperor Star. The meaning was simple. It was the true number one Emperor Star in the Myriad Realms. "I can't believe it came here." Lin Tian was a little surprised. He knew about this from an ancient book he obtained on the Xian ancient star. That ancient book recorded the top 10,000 stars in the starry sky. The Xian ancient star and the Tongheng ancient star were among them. At the same time, Earth was also among them, and its ranking was very glorious. In the past, it was called the Milky Way Emperor Star and ranked second in the starry sky, second only to the Myriad Realms Emperor Star. The Myriad Realms Emperor Star, the number one Emperor Star. It is said that there is a powerhouse who can tear apart the barrier of the immortal realm. Wuxing Crocodile stared. Lin Tian brought back the ancient book he obtained on the Xian ancient star back to the 10 Directions Heavenly Domain. Wuxing Crocodile had also read it, so it naturally knew about the Myriad Realms Emperor Star. As for the existence of the immortal realm, it was also described in the ancient books Lin Tian brought out. Therefore, it naturally knew that there was an even more vast world of the immortal realm in the starry sky. Then, it asked, by the way, what cultivation level does one have to tear apart the barrier of the immortal realm to enter the immortal realm? I'm not sure. The ancient books don't have a clear description, but it has to be at least a true immortal. Lin Tian Dao. The man and the two beasts looked at this world and fell silent for a while. Whoosh! A wind blew in the air, rolling up ancient green leaves from afar, mixed with a very comfortable and refreshing smell. In the blink of an eye, they looked at this world. Dozens of breaths passed. By the way, kid, what are we doing now? Wuxing Crocodile asked. Lin Tian didn't think much about it and said, Myriad Domain's Imperial Star, the number one Imperial Star in the starry sky. It's thousands of times larger than Eternity Ancient Star and is the best cultivation star in the starry sky. Since we're here, let's temporarily cultivate on this ancient star and break through to the eternal realm. Just as Master Crocodile thought, Wuxing Crocodile said, Master Crocodile wants to achieve true eternity here. Go and find out what kind of places in this world are suitable for training. Lin Tiandao. Immediately, they left this place and walked towards other places. Not long after, they arrived at a large road. There were many cultivators on the main road, all of them heading in the same direction. Did a super spirit realm really appear in that desert? Even some eternal realm experts are alarmed. Are you kidding? If I remember correctly, that place has always been barren. How could there be a super spiritual domain that could even alarm an eternal realm expert? The cultivators on the main road were discussing. Lin Tian, Wuxing Crocodile, and Little Taichu had just arrived at this place when they heard this. They were a little surprised. They knew about the spirit domain. It was a natural space formed by heaven and earth, a world of its own. The spirit domain contained far more spirit energy than the outside world, and it was usually filled with many heavenly materials and earthly treasures. Once it appeared, it would attract many cultivators. Since they started cultivating, they had found several spirit realms and broke into them. They had gained a lot of benefits. However, it was the first time they had heard of a spirit realm that could alarm an eternal realm expert. Even an eternal realm expert was alarmed. If an eternal realm expert was alarmed, that spirit realm should be very amazing. Its existence should be very difficult to discover. Even if it was discovered, the natural barrier outside the spirit realm should be very strong. Ordinary eternal realm experts should not be able to break it. Then, who on earth found that spirit realm and broke it? It is said that there were several terrifying blue sword rays that streaked across the sky and landed in the desert, shattering a large area of space and creating that spirit domain. I only saw the blue sword lights flashing across and breaking the spirit realm. I didn't see who did it. It seems so. A group of cultivators was discussing. As they talked, they walked in the same direction. Soon, they were far away. Obviously, the super spirit realm was located in that direction. Lin Tian, Wuxing Crocodile, and Little Taichu listened to the discussion of the group of people. At this time, they were all slightly stunned. Wuxing Crocodile looked at Lin Tian, opened his mouth, and said, Boy, those blue sword lights that flashed across the sky. Lin Tian also could not help but open his mouth. It seems it was me. Previously, he had chased the black-robed old man into this world with the primitive emperor's ancient medallion that was emitting a blue light. He had slashed out a large number of blue sword lights, most of which had struck the black-robed old man, while the other portion had rushed into the distance, in the same direction as the cultivators. Obviously, the blue sword ray mentioned by the cultivators was the part of the sword ray that did not hit the black-robed old man when he was chasing after him with the primitive emperor ancient token. This is really no story without coincidence. Whooshing Crocodile rolled his eyes. Lin Tian clearly used the primitive emperor's ancient token that emitted blue light to kill the black-robed old man. But the few sword lights that leaked out actually shattered a super spirit realm that shocked the Eternal Realm experts. Lin Tian also felt a little emotional, but soon calmed down. His eyes fell on the direction of the group of cultivators in this place, and said, "Let's go and have a look." Since even Eternal Realm experts were alarmed, there must be some extraordinary treasures in the spirit domain. Now that they were preparing to gain experience in this world, it was naturally a very good choice to go to that spirit domain at this time. Immediately, one man and two beasts followed the direction of the group of cultivators in this place. About 2 hours later, they came outside of a great desert. As far as the eye could see, the desert was vast, but it was in terrible condition. There were ravines everywhere, and strands of sand floated in the air, as if it had just been struck by some terrifying force. The entire desert had basically been completely torn apart. There was a huge spatial crack that was around 30 meters long and 3 meters wide in the sky. Groups of cultivators charged into the desert from different directions, and then they charged into the spatial crack in the middle of the desert. Whether it is the broken desert or the void crack, they are all entangled with the aura of the primitive emperor's token. Those blue sword lights were indeed slashed out by you with the primitive emperor's token. Chapter 1475. Lin Tian squinted at Whooshing Crocodile, then turned his head to look at the big crack in the broken desert and said, "Don't think about anything else. Let's go into that spirit field first." At this time, more and more cultivators rushed over and stepped into the big crack in the desert. He didn't even need to think to know that the so-called super spirit field was behind that big crack. "Okay, let's go," Whooshing Crocodile said. Lin Tian Wei nodded slightly. She took Whooshing Crocodile and little Taichu and took a step forward. In the blink of an eye, they arrived in front of the big crack in the desert and stepped into it. In the next moment, they arrived in a huge spirit field. As far as the eye could see, this spirit field was very vast. Mountains were connected to each other. Although they were not towering, they all carried a sense of spirituality, as if they were alive. Moreover, the spirit chi in the air in this spirit field was abnormally dense. It was many times stronger than the outside world, almost to the point of condensing into a liquid state. It is indeed extraordinary. Lin Tian was slightly moved. No wonder it is called a super spirit field. Not to mention the heavenly treasures and earthly treasures that grow here, this environment alone is enough to be called a super cultivation paradise. It is no weaker than some of the clans of the ancients. Whooshing Crocodile was also surprised. Little Taichu did not have any reaction. He did not care about this matter and just looked around curiously. Roar! Roar! There were usually many demonic beasts in the spirit field, and this place was no exception. Powerful demonic beasts ran amok between the immortal mountains. Their roars were monstrous, and their majestic demonic aura swept up strong hurricanes from time to time. It was very frightening. Ah! In the distance, a cultivator was targeted by a powerful demonic beast and was torn to pieces and swallowed in the blink of an eye. Lin Tian had seen this kind of thing too many times, so he didn't care at all. He glanced at the spirit realm and walked towards the center with the Whooshing Crocodile and the little Taichu. Normally speaking, the most valuable treasures in a spirit realm like this were located at the center. That is, Immortal Lingjing. It weighs at least 100 jin. The branding Origin Treasure Lotus, if refined by a Nirvana Realm expert, can directly raise one's cultivation by a small level. Meteoric Black Iron. It is the best material for forging heavenly treasures. Along the way, many cultivators cried out in surprise and excitement. Many of them had found some valuable treasures. Lin Tianyi and the others headed towards the center of the spirit domain. Along the way, they found many precious plants and medicines. Only nirvana and enlightenment level cultivators were useful. To them, they were no different from rocks. But even so, Lin Tian still put them all away. After all, although these things were useless to them, they were still valuable. Dong! In front of them, a giant ape strode over. Its eyes were scarlet red. It stared at Lin Tianyi and the others and reached out its paw to grab them. This was a nirvana-level demonic beast. Its demonic body was enormous, and it was more than 30 meters tall. Its ape paw was like a small mountain pressing down, and it cast a large black shadow on the ground. Lin Tian didn't care and didn't counterattack. He simply took a step forward with a special rhythm. He flashed past the giant ape and walked into the distance. Soon after, they traveled extremely far into the distance again, entering an immortal mountain. It was also at this time that a strange fragrance floated in the air. It was very rich and mixed with a shocking amount of spiritual energy. This fragrance, Lin Tian's eyes flashed. This strange fragrance was very familiar. He vaguely guessed what it was. Immediately, he called the whooshing crocodile and the little Taichu and walked in the direction of the strange fragrance. Not long after, they arrived at the shore of a large lake. As far as the eye could see, the large lake was very vast. There were already many cultivators living here. Everyone was looking for something at the bottom of the lake. Then, many cultivators fished out valuable items from the bottom of the lake. There were Lingjing condensed from spiritual energy, Dao crystals formed from Dao law fragments, and even some extraordinary items like immortal plants and precious roots that grew at the bottom of the lake. Lin Tian, the whooshing crocodile, and the little Taichu arrived here. Following the strange fragrance from before, they looked at a place near the center of the large lake. There was a purple grass growing there, surrounded by divine light, mixed with a shocking amount of spiritual energy. It's really it. Staring at the purple grass, Lin Tian's eyes flashed with a strange light. The purple grass was called soul-rotting grass. Refining it could make a cultivator's soul at least 3 times stronger. However, at the same time, it would also decay the cultivator's flesh and blood and contaminate the strengthened soul. It could be said that the flesh and blood could no longer be reformed, and the cultivator would become neither human nor ghost. It could be said that it was a highly poisonous item. Ordinary people would avoid it like a snake or a scorpion when they saw it. However, Lin Tian's eyes were very bright when he looked at it. To other cultivators, this was a highly poisonous and ominous item. However, to him, it was a treasure among treasures. This was because he had a complete medicine encyclopedia. In it, there was a baodan called Transcendence Elixir. The core medicinal ingredient was this very rare and highly poisonous soul-rotting grass. This baodan was very amazing. It could increase a cultivator's combat strength, speed, divine sense, and other aspects by 10 times in an instant. It could last for about an hour, and there were no side effects after that. When he was in the 10 Directions heavenly domain, he found a soul-rotting grass by chance and refined 3 transcendence elixirs. It was very difficult to find another soul-rotting grass because it was almost extinct. It was very difficult to find another soul-rotting grass. Now that he saw a soul-rotting grass in this place, he was naturally very happy. What a treasure! Whooshing Crocodile looked at the soul-rotting grass with shining eyes. He knew that Lin Tian could refine a transcendence elixir that could increase one's combat strength by 10 times. He had seen the process of Lin Tian refining the transcendence elixir with the soul-rotting grass. Lin Tian took a deep breath and asked Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu to stay where they were. Then, he walked toward the center of the lake. He walked on the surface of the lake and approached the soul-rotting grass, which naturally attracted the attention of many cultivators. What is this person doing? He's going toward the soul-rotting grass? Is he going to take it away? Why would he want to take it away? It's surrounded by strong poison. Ordinary people can't take it away. Moreover, It's useless to take it away. It'll only harm oneself. Don't tell me he doesn't recognize the soul-rotting grass and thinks it's some kind of divine medicine. This doesn't seem like it. The cultivators all had strange expressions on their faces. When these people arrived at this place, they had all noticed the soul-corroding grass at the center of the lake long ago. However, no one dared to approach it. They all intentionally stayed far away from it because they all knew that the soul-corroding grass was not a good thing. At this time, when they saw Lin Tian taking the initiative to approach the soul-corroding grass, as if he wanted to take away that extremely poisonous plant, many people were very surprised. Lin Tian naturally noticed these people's expressions, but he did not pay attention to them. He walked directly toward the soul-rotting grass. In the blink of an eye, he had crossed 100 feet and arrived in front of the soul-rotting grass. Boom! At this moment, the surface of the lake suddenly shook and a large wave appeared. An aquatic beast covered in scales emerged from the lake. Its eyes were demonic red, and its teeth were sharp. Its demonic aura was shockingly strong, and it had an emperor-level aura. An emperor-level ferocious beast. Seeing this ferocious beast suddenly emerge from the bottom of the lake, the cultivators could not help but be shocked. There was actually such a strong, demonic beast in this lake. Roar! The demonic beast rushed out from the bottom of the lake and roared. Its demonic aura was majestic. It opened its bloody mouth and tried to swallow Lin Tian. The surrounding space cracked and shattered. That person is finished. Seeing this scene, many cultivators' expressions changed. At the same time, most of the cultivators quickly rushed out of the lake. They did not care about continuing to search for treasures in this place. After all, to these ordinary cultivators, an emperor-level ferocious beast was undoubtedly very terrifying. They could not fight against it at all. If they continued to search for treasures and were targeted by that ferocious beast, then they would definitely die. Roars! Suddenly, shrill cries resounded, and it caused some of the cultivators that were fleeing towards the lake to be stunned before their expressions changed once more. In their field of vision, at the center of the lake, the emperor-level ferocious beast opened its bloody mouth and tried to swallow him. Lin Tianji casually waved his hand, and the ferocious beast was sent flying tens of thousands of feet away. It let out a painful cry. He sent an emperor-level ferocious beast flying with one slap. This person, he looks so young, but he's actually so terrifying. Is he the successor of one of those super forces? I don't think so. Many people stared at Lin Tian, and their eyes widened. At the same time, in another location, 3 figures stood together. The leader was a handsome man. He looked at Lin Tian from afar and nodded slightly, showing a trace of admiration. Not bad. As he spoke, he ordered one of the 2 elders standing behind him. Go and call him over. Tell him I want to talk to him. Yes. The elder who was ordered walked towards Lin Tian, wearing a green robe. At the center of the lake, Lin Tian casually sent the emperor-level ferocious beast flying. Strands of dragon patterns appeared in his hands and wrapped around the soul-rotting grass. He took it in his hand and then returned to the side of Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu. TSK, these are 3 Transcendence Divine Pills. 10 times the battle power. Whooshing Crocodile stared at the soul-rotting grass in Lin Tian's hand, his eyes shining. Lin Tianyi smiled and put the soul-rotting grass into his stone ring. Let's go. We're leaving just like that. Whooshing Crocodile was slightly stunned. He glanced at the vast lake and said, It seems like this lake is not ordinary. There should be many valuable treasures. Since we're already here, let's take all the valuable treasures. Maybe they're useless to us, but if we bring them back to the Immortal Court, they'll be useful to strengthen the Immortal Court. Lin Tian glanced at Whooshing Crocodile with some surprise and said, Not bad. You can think of this. Immediately, the group was not in a hurry to leave. They began to explore the lake. At this time, an elder in a green robe walked over. He went straight to Lin Tian and calmly said to Lin Tiandao, There's a lord who wants to see you. Come with me. Chapter 1476. The green-robed old man's voice was very calm. His gaze fell on Lin Tian, and his expression was somewhat indifferent. Lin Tian frowned. This person's tone made him very uncomfortable. It was as if he was ordering him around. He glanced at this person and was too lazy to respond. He continued to explore the sea of consciousness with whooshing crocodile and little Taichu. I'm talking to you. Didn't you hear me? Seeing that Lin Tian did not respond, the green-robed old man's face darkened. Watch your tone before you speak. Who do you think you are? Tone it down. Lin Tian glanced at this person and said, Then go back and tell that big shot you're talking about. If he wants to see me, he can come here himself. Some people were really self-righteous. If he wanted to see him, he had to go there himself. Did he think he was the king? After he finished speaking, he, whooshing crocodile, and little Taichu walked deeper into the lake. In the blink of an eye, they fished out a huge piece of immortal Lingjing. The green-robed old man's face darkened. He paused for a moment and then left, returning to the side of the handsome man who had ordered him before. Where is he? The man asked. The green-robed old man lowered his head slightly and said, He said that he wants to see him and asked you to go there yourself. Did you tell him my identity? The green-robed old man paused for a moment and said, I didn't. The man nodded and said, Go there again and tell him that I'm Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty. Ask him to join the Manwei dynasty. The green-robed old man nodded. After a few breaths, he came in front of Lin Tian again. Why are you here again? Whooshing Crocodile looked at this person. He was very unhappy with this person's attitude when he walked in front of them. The green-robed old man glanced indifferently at Whooshing Crocodile and looked at Lin Tian. He said calmly, Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty thinks that your strength is not bad. He wants you to go and see him and join the Manwei dynasty. Hearing this, Lin Tian was slightly moved. Whooshing Crocodile also revealed a look of surprise. They naturally knew about the Manwei dynasty. Lin Tian had brought back an ancient book from the Xian planet that contained some descriptions of this great power. It was the #1 inheritance on the 10,000 domains imperial planet, and also the #1 inheritance in the starry sky. It looked down on the entire starry sky and had countless experts, including more than one true immortal-level existence. Lin Tian was slightly surprised. The person who wanted to see him was actually someone from the Manwei dynasty. Moreover, it seemed that this person had a high status in the Manwei dynasty. However, he was somewhat displeased. Whether it was the green-robed elder or that Yin Zhongwang, both of them were giving him orders as if he was a subject. Or perhaps, asking him to meet the Yin Zhongwang and let him join the Manwei dynasty seemed to be doing him a great favor, which made him very uncomfortable. Go back and tell that person that I appreciate his kindness, but for now, I have no intention of joining any faction, he said indifferently. Saying that, he moved his gaze away from the green-robed elder and continued to explore the lake with Whooshing Crocodile and little Taichu. The green-robed elder's face was even darker than the first time he came. He snorted coldly and turned to leave. Soon, he returned to the side of the handsome man in the distance and reported, He doesn't want to. This time, did you clearly tell him my identity? I did, the green-robed elder said. The handsome man narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at Lin Tian, who was on the lake from afar. A sharp light flashed in his originally calm eyes, as if they were divine weapons that could kill. He gave off a very dangerous feeling. He was the dignified Yin Zhongwang, second only to the true, immortal-level true ancestors in the Manwei dynasty and the emperor of the Manwei dynasty. Now that he had personally asked someone to join the Manwei dynasty, it was a great favor, but the other party had refused. How bold! Find a time to kill him, he said. Yes, the green-robed elder replied. The man didn't say anything else and didn't look at Lin Tian again. His gaze fell on an immortal mountain far away, and he left directly. On the lake, Lin Tian, Whooshing Crocodile, and little Taichu spread out their powerful divine senses to search the lake. Lin Tian stepped on the lake surface and used the dragon burial scripture, causing the dragon patterns to quickly spread throughout the entire lake. In the blink of an eye, they grabbed one treasure after another from the bottom of the lake. However, most of them were relatively ordinary things. Of course, they were only ordinary compared to him, Whooshing Crocodile, and Little Taichu. Because their cultivation was already at the immortal level, the things they found here were useless to them. However, if they were given to some chaotic realm or nirvana realm cultivators, then the things they found would undoubtedly be divine items. They searched for treasures on the lake. In the blink of an eye, a full 15 minutes had passed. Most of the useful things here have been found. Let's go, Lin Tian said. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu both nodded. Immediately, one man and two beasts left this place and walked towards the distance. In the blink of an eye, they were far away from the lake. Speaking of which, those cultivators said that this spirit domain had alarmed some eternal realm experts. What was the reason for that? Whooshing Crocodile was curious. I don't know the details, Lin Tiandao said. However, they should have found some extremely valuable treasures. Whooshing Crocodile glanced at him. Aren't you talking nonsense? Of course, Master Crocodile can think of this. Master Crocodile is asking what kind of treasures they were alarmed by. Who knows? Lin Tiandao said nothing. He didn't say anything else and continued to lead the 5 elements crocodile and little grand primordium to the center of the super spirit domain. Suddenly, a cold beast roar sounded in front of them. A blood ferret that was about 10 feet tall appeared. Its eyes were green and bloodthirsty, and the demon aura on its body was very shocking. It was at the mid-emperor realm. With a move of its sharp claws, it directly waved a large number of light blades, slashing towards Lin Tian and the others. It seemed that Lin Tianyi and the others had stepped into its territory. Suddenly, a sizzling sound was heard, and the void was directly cut apart. Moreover, all the nearby big trees were also all broken. Lin Tian took Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu and stepped forward. He didn't care about the blood ferret that attacked him. With each step, he left an afterimage behind. They passed through the dense light blades that slashed towards them and continued to walk into the distance. Whooshing Crocodile glanced at the blood ferret. The blood ferret's eyes were cold. Seeing that Lin Tian avoided its attack, it originally wanted to attack again. However, when it met Whooshing Crocodile's gaze, it immediately trembled violently. It directly felt the faint, immortal-level demon aura from Whooshing Crocodile. Immediately, it became very obedient. It stood motionless and watched Lin Tian and the others leave. It didn't dare to make any more movements. Lin Tian knew that Whooshing Crocodile had exerted a little pressure on the blood ferret. He didn't change his pace and continued to walk towards the center of the domain. There were all kinds of ancient beasts in this spirit domain, and they were all very powerful. As they walked towards the center of the spirit domain, they constantly encountered all kinds of ferocious beasts. Many of them attacked them, but not a single one could hurt them. After all, their cultivation was very powerful, and the strongest ferocious beast they encountered was only at the peak of Emperor Realm. They were no threat to them at all. Very quickly, a full hour passed, and they walked very far away. Clang! The clanging sound of a sword rang out. A sword ray slashed over with an extremely oppressive aura, as if it was going to cut all things in half. Lin Tian's expression changed. He moved a few meters away and dodged this sword ray. The sword ray slashed past and landed on a mountain not far away. It directly cut the mountain into pieces, and smoke and dust rose into the sky. Your spiritual senses are not bad. A cold and familiar voice rang out. An old man appeared and walked towards Lin Tian and the others. It's you. Lin Tian recognized this person. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu's expressions changed. Naturally, they also recognized this person. It was the green-robed old man who had appeared in front of them twice before and ordered Lin Tian to join the Manwei dynasty. Old man, what is the meaning of this? Whooshing Crocodile said coldly. The green-robed old man glanced indifferently at Whooshing Crocodile and looked at Lin Tiandao. You don't want face. Lord Yin Zhongwang personally asked you to join the Manwei dynasty, but you dare to refuse. Who do you think you are? What do you think the Manwei dynasty is? Because I don't want to join the Manwei dynasty, that Yin Zhongwang behind you asked you to kill me? Lin Tian looked at the green-robed old man. You are the first person to disobey Lord Yin Zhongwang and the Manwei dynasty. The green-robed old man did not answer Lin Tian's question. He stepped in front of Lin Tian and slapped him. Die! This slap was very powerful and oppressive. It directly suppressed the space around them. Not only did it cover Lin Tian, but it also covered Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu. Obviously, he wanted to kill Lin Tian, Wuxing Crocodile, and Little Taichu with one slap. Half-step, Eternal Realm? Lin Tian narrowed his eyes slightly. Through this person's palm strike, he was able to see through this person's cultivation level. Then he raised his hand. His movements seemed slow, but they were as fast as lightning. In an instant, he grasped the old man's wrist. The green-robed old man was shocked. Although he did not use his full strength in this slap, it was definitely terrifying. But now it was caught by Lin Tian with his bare hands. He looked at Lin Tiandao with a cold expression. Interesting. Your strength is stronger than I expected. Ah! As he spoke, he suddenly screamed. Lin Tian grasped the old man's wrist with a little force. A wisp of thunder power of the 5 heaven-shaking thunder technique entered the old man's body. It went along the old man's body and quickly entered his mind. It then bombarded the old man's spirit, which almost exploded into pieces. You, bang! Lin Tian raised his leg and landed a kick on the old man's chest. He directly kicked the old man to the ground, causing the old man to cough up blood. Then, he stomped his foot on the other party's chest again, firmly stomping on the other party's body. Buzz! A wisp of origin divine sense rushed out from between his eyebrows. It was so fast that it entered the green-robed old man's mind in the blink of an eye. Then, it quickly returned. In the blink of an eye, it found a lot of things. He knew who Yin Zhongwang was, second only to the immortal realm masters and the emperor of the Manwei dynasty. He also knew that it was Yin Zhongwang who asked the green-robed old man to kill him. Just because I don't want to join the Manwei dynasty, you want to kill me. How overbearing. No wonder you are the Zhongwang of the first inheritance in the starry sky. Chapter 1477. Lin Tianling smiled. This Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty was really overbearing and ruthless. The green-robed elder trembled under Lin Tian's foot. In such a short period of time, Lin Tian had forcibly taken away a lot of things from his sea of consciousness, a half-step Eternal Realm expert. This gave him a chill. He vaguely felt that Lin Tian's cultivation was at the half-step Eternal Realm, just like him, and his combat strength was much higher than his. He gritted his teeth. Divine light burst out of his body. The divine power of the half-step to the Eternal Realm surged out completely, trying to break free from Lin Tian. Lin Tian looked down at the elder and stepped on him firmly with his right foot. He bent down and punched the elder's chest directly. Ah! The green-robed elder screamed and spat out a mouthful of essence blood. The divine power that intertwined around his body was annihilated in an instant. Lin Tian looked at the elder, and his glabella shone. He directly supported the vision in his sea of consciousness. Black and white lotus petals fluttered all over the sky. Then, with a clang, the lotus petals condensed into a yin-yang lotus sword, pointing straight at the green-robed elder's glabella. It carried an extremely strong yin and yang aura and undisguised killing intent. The green-robed elder trembled immediately. Don't kill me. I was ordered by Lord Yin Zhongwang, not? Clang! The yin-yang lotus sword clanged and interrupted the elder's words. It directly broke into his sea of consciousness. Ah! The green-robed elder let out a final scream. His body was not damaged, but his divine soul was cut into pieces in his sea of consciousness by the yin-yang lotus sword. Wuxing Crocodile glanced at the elder's body and asked Lin Tiandao, "Did the Yin Zhongwang really send him to kill you?" Lin Tian nodded and pulled out a divine consciousness imprint, which he had just obtained in the green-robed elder's sea of consciousness. In the imprint, the handsome Yin Zhongwang asked the green-robed elder to find a time to kill him. How domineering! Wuxing Crocodile sneered. Little Taichu also glared panting with anger. Lin Tian's eyes flashed with a cold light, with killing intent. He looked across the void at a fairy mountain far away. Then he looked away and said to Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu, Saint Refining Treasure refining this flesh shell should be able to enter the middle stage of mortal realm. And then we'll go get some treasures and kill Yin Zhongwang. Treasures? What treasures? And what treasures? And do you know where he is? Zhongwang's Sea of the Sea. Lin Tian nodded. He had learned a lot from the green-robed elder's Sea of Consciousness. He said, a star mine has been found in this spirit zone. It contains an astonishing number of star stones, which are completely condensed from the origin energy of the starry sky. They are treasures for Emperor Realm and Immortal Realm cultivators. They can be refined directly to improve their cultivation. If they have enough, they can refine them all the way and cultivate to the Immortal Realm in a short time. He continued, what you were wondering about in this spirit zone that alarmed the Immortal Realm experts? The answer is this star mine. After one's cultivation reached the Emperor Realm, the essence of cultivation in the Emperor Realm and Immortal Realm was to absorb the origin energy of the starry sky to refine the body and divine soul. Star stones were completely condensed from the origin energy of the starry sky. For Emperor Realm and Immortal Realm cultivators, they were of great significance. They were rare treasures of heaven and earth that could directly improve the cultivation of Emperor Realm and Immortal Realm cultivators. Moreover, they could cultivate all the way from the Emperor Realm to the Immortal Realm. Therefore, the moment the spirit zone broke open, after sensing the extremely strong fluctuation of the origin energy of the starry sky, many Immortal Realm experts unanimously concluded that there was a super star mine in the spirit zone. Therefore, many Immortal Realm experts, including the Manwei dynasty, rushed over, hoping to get enough star stones. This kind of star stone was useless to Immortal Realm experts, but these Immortal Realm experts came from some powerful forces. If they could bring back enough star stones for their sex, it would be a great thing for their respective sex and inheritances. Many super experts could be born in their respective inheritances in a short time. Moreover, star stones could not only be used for cultivation, but also had some other magical uses. For example, in the process of refining weapons, as long as a small amount of star stones was added in the process of refining weapons, it could greatly enhance the power of the refined weapons. At the same time, when refining some rare elixirs, star stones were also needed, which could greatly improve the success rate of refining elixirs and improve the quality of the refined Baodan. Therefore, the value of the star stones was extremely high, and a star mine that contained a huge amount of star stones was naturally even more amazing. Wuxing Crocodile was surprised to hear this. It had read all the ancient books brought back by Lin Tian from the Xian Star, so it naturally knew about star stones. There is a star mine here that contains a huge amount of star stones? Is it true? It's true. Then, that Yin Zhongwang is in that mine? Is he here for the star mine? Wuxing Crocodile guessed something based on Lin Tian's words. Yes. Lin Tian nodded. He's here representing the Manwei dynasty, wanting to obtain that star or mine. Such a massive star or mine. Even to a colossal existence like the Manwei dynasty, it's still an enormous treasure. After that, he did not say anything more. He asked Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu to refine the flesh shell of the cyan-robed old man, and then went to the star mine. He already knew the location of the star mine from the cyan-robed old man's Sea of Consciousness. Okay, Wuxing Crocodile nodded. Lin Tian spread out his soul consciousness and found a secret place to protect Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu. Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu directly operated the Saint Refining Precious technique to refine the flesh shell of the cyan-robed old man. 7 days passed in the blink of an eye. 7 days later, the flesh shell of the cyan-robed old man crumbled and turned into ashes. All the essence chi inside was absorbed. Wuxing Crocodile and Little Taichu directly stepped into the middle stage of the Immortal Realm from the early stage of the Immortal Realm. We are closer to the Immortal Realm. Wuxing Crocodile's eyes lit up. If we can take the star mine with the huge amount of star stones you said, we can definitely step into the immortal realm in a short time. If we can take the entire star mine, then it will be no problem. Lin Tiandao. From the sea of consciousness of the cyan-robed old man, he knew that the star mine in the spiritual field was very amazing. There was a huge amount of star stones in it. If they could take the star mine, it would not be difficult for them to refine those star stones and step into the immortal realm at the same time. Then what are we waiting for? Let's hurry up. If we are late, they will all be taken away by others. Don't worry, Lin Tian said. Although that star mine has already been discovered, there is a terrifying poisonous fog lingering around it. Even half-step true immortals would find it difficult to enter it. They would have to wait for the poisonous fog to disperse before they can enter the star mine. It will take about a month for the poisonous fog to disperse on its own. We have a month's time to get there. We don't need to worry about others getting there first. However, although he said so, it was impossible for him to leisurely stay in this place and not move because he was not in a hurry. He immediately called the 5-element crocodile and little Tai Chu to follow a fixed direction and walk towards the center of this spirit domain. The star mine was located in that position. After that, they moved very quickly. Soon, they arrived at the center of the spiritual field and entered a very large immortal mountain. The immortal mountain was full of spiritual energy. There were all kinds of plants growing in the periphery. However, as they approached the center of the immortal mountain, the plants gradually decreased and then disappeared completely. The land became barren. There was more origin energy of the starry sky in the air, and it was very strong. It was much stronger than the origin energy of some places in the starry sky. Just the air in this place is mixed with such strong origin energy of the starry sky. It seems that there is really a huge star mine here. Whooshing Crocodile was moved. Although he had heard from Lin Tian that there was a huge star mine in this place, he still couldn't help but be surprised when he felt the rich origin energy of the starry sky in the air. I told you there is. Lin Tiandao. They kept moving forward. Soon, they arrived at the center of the immortal mountain. When they arrived at this place, the origin energy of the starry sky in the air was even stronger. Looking around, there were more than 10 connected red mountain ranges in front of them. There was a large gray fog floating in the air. From time to time, the air would sizzle, and pieces of space would be annihilated. It was a shocking sight. Is this the poisonous fog you mentioned that even half-step true immortals don't dare to approach? Whooshing Crocodile was slightly moved. Yes. Lin Tian nodded. At this time, they didn't get close to the ring-shaped mountain range. Instead, they stopped and looked at it from a certain distance. There were many cultivators standing outside the ring-shaped mountain range. Among them, there were more than 10 Eternal Realm experts who were in different positions. He was slightly moved. He was secretly amazed that the myriad domain imperial star was indeed the most powerful star in the starry sky. He could see so many Eternal Realm experts in the spirit realm of this star. He glanced at the group of cultivators in front of him. The next moment, his eyes fell on a handsome man who was followed by a gray-robed old man. He looked at the man, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. The corners of his mouth curled into a sneer. Yin Zhongwang. From the green-robed old man's sea of consciousness, he knew that Yin Zhongwang sent the green-robed old man to kill him because he didn't want to join the myriad domain imperial star. Naturally, he also knew what Yin Zhongwang looked like. At this time, when he looked at this person, a murderous light flashed in his eyes. Whooshing Crocodile and Little Taichu naturally saw Yin Zhongwang at this time. Whooshing Crocodile sneered and said, "Kill him later." It paused and said, "However, it seems that this person is not simple." "Of course not." Lin Tian looked at Yin Zhongwang from afar and said, "His cultivation is at the half-step true immortal realm." This was what he knew from the green-robed old man's sea of consciousness. Chapter 1478. Half-step to genuine immortal? Whooshing Crocodile's eyes narrowed when it heard Lin Tiandao's words. Can you deal with him? It knew that Lin Tiandao had a genuine immortal corpse, so it wouldn't take much effort for him to kill someone at the peak of the eternal realm. However, he was still worried about a half-step to genuine immortal, especially one from the Manwei dynasty. It won't be easy, but I can kill him. Lin Tiandao. Looking at Yin Zhongwang from afar, with his powerful spiritual sense, he could clearly sense that this person was very powerful. However, with his current cultivation level and the true, immortal withered corpse, it was not impossible for him to kill this person. Wuxing Crocodile nodded slightly. Seeing Lin Tiandao's confidence, the slight worry in its heart dissipated. Speaking of which, where did this poisonous fog come from? Even a half-step to genuine immortal doesn't dare to touch it. It looked at the grayish-black fog in front of it and was a little surprised. A half-step to genuine immortal was someone who was about to step into the genuine immortal realm. However, he couldn't do anything about this poisonous fog. I'm not sure, but don't worry about it. It's meaningless. Lin Tiandao looked at the poisonous fog and didn't know where it came from. However, he didn't care because the poisonous fog was slowly dispersing. It didn't matter to them whether they knew where it came from or not, so they didn't need to worry about it. He Wuxing Crocodile and little Taichu stayed in this place and looked at the chain of mountains in front of them from afar. They watched the grayish-black poisonous fog that was gradually dispersing. A month passed quickly. On this day, the poisonous fog outside the Red Mountain Range completely dissipated and the space became a little brighter. Looking around, there was a mine in the middle of the tallest and most magnificent mountain in the chain of mountains. There was a faint silver light intertwined in the mine, and no one knew how deep it was. There was a very rich origin energy of the starry sky overflowing from the mine. Is the star mine inside that huge mountain? Wuxing Crocodile's eyes lit up as he looked at the mine. Lin Tian nodded. Obviously, if it wasn't for the star or inside, it definitely wouldn't have emitted such rich starry sky source strength. Almost at the same time, all the cultivators in the area before the ring-shaped mountain range took action. There were extremely formidable loose cultivators, high elders from powerful sects, even half-step true immortals like Yin Zhongwang, who had come from the legacies of space overlords. All of them moved towards the mine. The waves of blood energy emanating out from every one of them were very strong. During this process, Yin Zhongwang walked at the front. No one dared to go past him. Obviously, everyone was extremely afraid of him. This was because Yin Zhongwang was the #1 expert in the universe of the Manwei dynasty. In the Manwei dynasty, his status was second only to the true immortal ancestor of the Manwei dynasty and the Emperor of Wanwei, who was infinitely close to becoming a true immortal. After a dozen breaths of time, Yin Zhongwang was the first to enter the mine. Then the other cultivators followed. Everyone's eyes were filled with a strong light. They were all looking forward to finding something in the mine. Lin Tian, Wu Elemental Crocodile, and Little Primal were at a position very far away from the ring-shaped mountain range. At this moment, Wu Elemental Crocodile's eyes lit up when he saw the group of people enter, and he said, "Kid, the poisonous mist has dispersed. Let's go in as well." It looked at the mine with an eager expression. There must be a large number of starstones in the mine. Once they got them, they could all enter the eternal realm in a short time. The temptation was too great. "No, don't go in." Lin Tian looked at the mine in front of him and said, "Let's leave this place further away and find a hidden and safe place. I will leave my physical body and enter the withered corpse with my soul. I will control the withered corpse to search for star stones in the mine and wait for an opportunity to kill Yin Zhongwang. You guys stay outside and help me take care of my physical body." Wuxing Crocodile suddenly understood. Right after you control the withered corpse with your soul, you need someone to take care of your physical body. It continued, "Okay, Lord Crocodile, and the little guy will help you take care of your physical body outside. We won't go in with you. Well, with our current cultivation, even if we go in, it will be difficult for us to achieve anything." At that moment, one man and two beasts left this place. After walking far away, they found a cave. Lin Tian quickly engraved 49 ceiling arrays outside the cave. He then sat down cross-legged, propped up his origin small world, and took out the withered corpse of the genuine immortal. Immediately, his soul stepped out of his physical body and stepped into the withered corpse of the genuine immortal. "Okay, I'm going." His voice came out from the withered corpse of the genuine immortal. "Go, be careful. The little guy and I will guard your physical body and wait for you to come back." Whooshing Crocodile said. Little Taichu called out in a childish voice and waved its little paw. It looked like it was cheering for Lin Tian. Lin Tian controlled the withered corpse of the genuine immortal and nodded to the little guy. He then nodded to Whooshing Crocodile and then left directly. After leaving, he controlled the withered corpse of the genuine immortal at a very fast speed. It took only a dozen breaths of time to arrive at the chain of mountains. Then, without any hesitation, he directly entered the mine of the largest mountain. Originally, the starry sky origin power in the mine was very rich. After he entered the mine, he suddenly felt an even richer starry sky origin power. It was many times richer than the starry sky origin power in the starry sky, which surprised him a little. I'm afraid the number of star stones that will be produced here cannot be described as simply enormous. I estimate that it will be an extremely terrifying number. He thought to himself. Thinking of this, his footsteps did not stop. He followed the path of the mine and went deeper into the mine. Along the way, he saw that many places had been excavated. On the surface, there were leaves and roots with a lingering fragrance. He could imagine that these places used to have extraordinary treasures of heaven and earth. They were all harvested by the people who entered. At the same time, he saw some corpses of cultivators who had been bitten by sharp teeth. He saw some corpses of wild beasts. Without thinking, he knew that some powerful demonic beasts were born in the star mine. Some of the cultivators who entered were killed by the demonic beasts that were born in the mine, and some of the demonic beasts were also killed by the powerful cultivators who entered the mine. He looked into the depths of the mine. His footsteps quickened as he continued to go deeper into the mine. As he went deeper and deeper, the starry sky origin power in the air became thicker and thicker. In the end, it almost turned into a liquid. Then, after another dozen breaths, there was a very strong fluctuation of divine power in front of him. There was also a surge of demonic power. Immediately, his footsteps quickened. Soon, he was very far away and saw a large number of cultivators. Roar! The roar of beasts echoed in the mine. Looking ahead, it was very empty. Dozens of demonic beasts were fighting fiercely with the cultivators who entered this place. All of them were covered in silver scales. Each of them had a strong demonic aura. The weakest of them was at the heavenly master realm. There were even a few powerful existences in the eternal realm. Ah! A cultivator screamed. He was torn to pieces by a powerful eternal realm beast and then swallowed into its stomach. Puff! Blood splattered everywhere. Among the cultivators who had come to this place, many of them were experts. At this time, a powerful cultivator at the peak of the eternal realm took action. He slashed out a dazzling divine light and cut the powerful eternal realm beast into pieces. Blood splattered everywhere. Lin Tian looked at the group of cultivators fighting with dozens of demonic beasts from the rear. Then, he looked further ahead and his pupils shrank. There, silver light intertwined and piled up densely with fist-sized silver stones. Each of the silver stones emitted a faint silver light. The starry sky origin power intertwined with each other. It was so rich that it was somewhat terrifying. Star stones. His divine soul entered the genuine immortal's withered corpse. Two dim lights flashed in his eyes as he stared at the silver stones. These silver stones were star stones. They were condensed from the purest starry sky origin power. So many. He looked in front of him. Silver star stones were piled up in every corner. There were at least a few million of them. This number was a bit terrifying. At least 100 Emperor-level cultivators could step into the eternal realm at the same time. He couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. The star stones could help at least 100 Emperor Realm cultivators step into the eternal realm in a short time. The combined value of these star stones was really amazing. Even a true Immortal Realm expert would be moved. Whoosh! 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 The sound of something breaking through the air resounded. Up ahead, many cultivators were moving quickly. They were fighting with dozens of ferocious beasts while taking the opportunity to collect star stones. Almost all of them were collecting star stones scattered around the edges. They did not go to the places with the most star stones, because there was a handsome man shuttling back and forth in those places, collecting piles of star stones into a spatial magic treasure-type jade bottle. It was Yin Zhongwang of the Wanwei dynasty. Obviously, these cultivators were afraid of Yin Zhongwang and the Manwei dynasty. They didn't dare to compete with him in the places with the most star stones. They were afraid of angering the Manwei dynasty. Moreover, Yin Zhongwang himself was very powerful. He was at the half-step genuine immortal realm. Ordinary people were no match for him. Experts at the peak of the eternal realm couldn't withstand more than a few moves from him. Lin Tian looked from afar. He moved slightly, ready to collect the star stones. However, as soon as he took a step, he stopped and stared at the back of Yin Zhongwang, who was collecting piles of star stones into the jade bottle. He narrowed his eyes slightly. According to the situation here, no one dared to compete with Yin Zhongwang in the places with the most star stones. In the end, at least 90% of the star stones here would fall into Yin Zhongwang's hands. I'll quietly watch you take most of the star stones here. Later, I'll kill you and take them. He sneered in his heart. Stealing someone's treasure was against morality and benevolence. However, this Yin Zhongwang sent people to kill him just because he didn't want to join the Manwei dynasty. What morality and benevolence did he have to talk to him about? Chapter 1479. The star mine was filled with star stones that shone with a faint silver light. They were densely packed together, and the star source energy was shockingly vigorous. Roar! The roars of ferocious beasts reverberated, and demonic chi swept towards the surrounding cultivators. At the same time, there were also cultivators taking action, collecting star stones while fighting with the ferocious beasts. Scram! Yin Zhongwang's voice was indifferent. As he collected large piles of star stones, he waved his hand and killed an early-stage Eternal Realm ferocious beast on the spot. The terrifying power of a half-step true immortal expert was undoubtedly displayed. Lin Tian looked at Yin Zhongwang from afar. Although the other party was overbearing and ruthless, he did not restrict other cultivators from taking star stones. After all, most of the cultivators who came here were the supreme elders of powerful inheritances, and there were also very strong rogue cultivators. If Yin Zhongwang suppressed these people and did not allow them to take star stones, it was almost equivalent to offending half of the myriad domain Imperial Star. No matter how strong the Manwei dynasty was, they would not let him do such a thing. The most important thing was that the cultivators who came to this place were all collecting star stones at the edges. They did not go to the areas where the star stones were densely piled up. Therefore, Yin Zhongwang naturally could not say anything. Lin Tian entered the true immortal's corpse with his spirit and narrowed his eyes as he watched Yin Zhongwang collect pile after pile of star stones into the space magic treasure jade bottle. After a pause, he also walked forward to collect the scattered star stones at the edge. Although he had decided to kill Yin Zhongwang and directly take all the star stones he had collected, he could not just stand there and do nothing, because the fight for treasures was very intense. After coming here, if he did not fight for star stones and just watched quietly without moving for a long time, he would more or less attract the attention of others, and it might have an unnecessary impact on his future actions. Immediately, he stepped forward and began to fight for star stones with others at the edge. Of course, during this process, he did not expose his strength and did not show off at all. He only occasionally grabbed a few star stones. After all, the reason he came to the edge to fight for star stones at this time was to not attract the attention of others by standing in the distance. If he exposed his strength and fought for a lot of star stones here, it would be contrary to his wishes. He would immediately attract the attention of everyone who was collecting star stones at the edge. Wild beasts roared within the area, and Yao energy surged. The group of cultivators collected the star stones while fighting against the wild beasts. Various killing secret techniques were unleashed, seemingly on the verge of collapsing the mine. Time passed very quickly. In the blink of an eye, 4 hours had passed. As the last ferocious beast let out a miserable shriek, the chaotic battle between the humans and the ferocious beasts came to an end. All the stellar stones in this place have been collected. Congratulations, Yin Zhongwang. You have reaped a bountiful harvest this time. Your dynasty's strength will increase explosively again. This is truly worthy of celebration. A powerful Eternal Realm expert said respectfully. At the same time, several other Eternal Realm experts and some powerful rogue cultivators also opened their mouths to congratulate Yin Zhongwang. You're too kind. You have also reaped a bountiful harvest. Yin Zhongwang was a handsome man with an indifferent expression on his face. He said to the group of Eternal Realm experts who were flattering him. Lin Tian stood not far away, riding the genuine immortal corpse. He sneered in his heart. Apart from Yin Zhongwang, more than 100 cultivators had collected less than 10% of the starstones here. Yin Zhongwang had the nerve to say that you have also reaped a bountiful harvest. Yin Zhongwang is also magnanimous and did not restrict us from taking the starstones here. Otherwise, we would not have been able to obtain so much. Someone said. The others nodded in agreement, looking at Yin Zhongwang with flattering smiles on their faces. Yin Zhongwang smiled faintly and said, "You must be joking. This star mine was discovered by everyone together. How could I restrict you from taking the starstones here?" As soon as these words came out, many people flattered him again, repeatedly praising Yin Zhongwang for his magnanimity. Yin Zhongwang nodded slightly and then walked out of the mine, followed by a gray-robed elder who was half a step to the Eternal Realm. Soon after, the other cultivators followed him out. At this time, all the treasures in the mine had been taken, so there was no need for these people to stay. Lin Tian entered the genuine immortal corpse with his spirit. Wearing a black robe, he walked out of the mine with the crowd and slowly approached Yin Zhongwang, keeping a very close distance with him. Soon, there was light in front of them, and they could see the edge of the mine. A group of people stepped out of the mine one after another. Yin Zhongwang had a faint smile on his face. In this place, more than 90 starstones had been collected by him. At least 90 Emperor Realm cultivators could enter the Eternal Realm at the same time in a short time. This was a super treasure for the Manwei dynasty, the overlord of the universe. And he had obtained this treasure and brought it back to the Manwei dynasty, which was naturally a great achievement for the dynasty. This would be of great benefit to his own development in the Manwei dynasty. Thinking of this, the smile on his face grew wider. He said to the gray-robed elder behind him, "Let's go back to Wanwei King." Boom! Suddenly, the void shook, and a monstrous fist aura burst out, surging toward him, directly interrupting his words. Not far away, Lin Tian controlled the genuine immortal corpse and had been watching Yin Zhongwang's every move. At this time, when the other party walked out of the mine, the smile on his face grew wider. Obviously, he was most relaxed and happy. Lin Tian would not let go of this opportunity. He immediately rushed to the other party's side as fast as lightning and directly smashed down with a terrifying iron fist. This was a punch with the physical strength of the withered corpse of a true immortal. Moreover, it was an explosive punch that he had unleashed after accumulating his aura for a long time. It was fast and powerful, and it directly shattered a large part of the void, completely enveloping Yin Zhongwang under this punch. Yin Zhongwang watched as the genuine immortal corpse, which Lin Tian had entered with his spirit, approached him. Facing this terrifying fist aura, his face changed drastically. Poof! Lin Tian's fist landed directly on Yin Zhongwang's chest. With a poof, it directly penetrated Yin Zhongwang's chest, and he was sent flying on the spot. Such a scene suddenly changed the color of everyone's faces. No matter what, they did not expect that in this place, someone would suddenly attack Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty. It was too bold, simply too audacious. At the same time, these people looked at the genuine immortal corpse controlled by Lin Tian, who was shrouded in a black robe. On the other hand, this person, could punch through the body of Yin Zhongwang, who was a half step to the genuine immortal level. How strong was he? Your Excellency Zhong Wang, the gray-robed elder, who was a half-step to the eternal level, who was following Yin Zhongwang, was shocked and angry. He attacked as fast as he could, using a terrifying eternal level divine sense to attack Lin Tian, who was controlling the genuine immortal corpse. Lin Tian waved his hand without looking back. The powerful physique of the genuine immortal corpse directly crushed the eternal level divine sense of the gray-robed elder. Moreover, a strong force shook the space, and with a bang, the gray-robed elder was sent flying tens of thousands of feet away. He entered the genuine immortal corpse, his eyes intertwined with a dim light. He stared at Yin Zhongwang, who was flying away, and directly stepped over him. Yin Zhongwang was a half-step to the genuine immortal realm, and he was a half-step to the genuine immortal realm in the Manwei dynasty, which was an overlord-level inheritance of the starry sky. His strength could be said to be very strong. After being injured, he quickly stabilized his body. His eyes were cold as he looked at Lin Tian, who was controlling the genuine immortal corpse with his spirit. "Who are you?" After taking the full blow of Lin Tian's genuine immortal corpse, Yin Zhongwang's face turned a little pale. Obviously, he was seriously injured by that blow. He did not expect that in this place there would be someone who dared to attack him. Lin Tian controlled the genuine immortal corpse with his spirit. Without saying a word, he quickly approached Yin Zhongwang and attacked again. Bam! He threw a punch with the genuine immortal corpse, mixed with a trace of the power of the Chaos Emperor's fist. It almost crushed the sky. Yin Zhongwang was shocked. This kind of punch was a little scary. The power it contained made even someone as strong as him feel fear. He roared slightly, and all of his half-step, genuine, immortal divine power was activated. He directly used a powerful divine power to meet the attack. In the blink of an eye, the two collided. Bam! 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 For a moment, the power of the punch was vast and mighty. Divine power vibrated, and the void in this place collapsed inch by inch. Lin Tian controlled the genuine immortal corpse with his spirit. At this time, he was shrouded in a black robe. His expression was a little shaken. This Yin Zhongwang was indeed as strong as he had sensed. When he threw a punch with the genuine immortal corpse, the average half-step genuine immortal would not be able to withstand more than a few punches. But now, after withstanding his explosive and terrifying punch at the beginning, his opponent was still in a stalemate with him. He had already blocked more than 30 punches from the genuine immortal corpse. Yin Zhongwang's combat strength was really shocking. However, in the next moment, the shock in his heart dissipated. Although Yin Zhongwang was strong and had blocked more than 30 punches from the genuine immortal corpse, he was still at a disadvantage. The disadvantage was becoming more and more obvious. He was constantly retreating, and the essence, qi, and spirit that emanated from his body were also weakening at a very fast rate. Clearly, under the fierce attacks of the genuine immortal corpse, which was controlled by his spirit, his opponent was far stronger than the average half-step genuine immortal. But still, he could not hold out for too long. He was no match for Lin Tian, who controlled the genuine immortal corpse. Lin Tian sneered in his heart. The speed of his punches increased, and the strength of his punches increased. They hit Yin Zhongwang until he kept retreating, his body trembling. Then, after a dozen breaths, the power of his punches suddenly increased. The mighty and terrifying power of his punches directly disintegrated all of Yin Zhongwang's offensive and defensive divine powers. Once again, the punches landed steadily on his opponent's body. For a moment, blood splattered everywhere. This time, Yin Zhongwang's body was smashed into pieces. Buzz! Chapter 1480. The jade bottle was not big and could be held with one hand, but the space inside was astonishing. Lin Tian scanned the bottle with his divine sense and saw that it was filled with starstones. The rich starry sky source energy made his divine soul tremble. Great, he said to himself, feeling a little happy. With these starstones, he, 5 elements crocodile, and little absolute beginning would be able to step into the eternal realm in a short period of time. There would still be a lot of leftover starstones. If he brought these leftover star stones back to the immortal court, coupled with the various heavenly materials and earthly treasures and immortal pills he had collected during this period of time, it would be enough for Lin Shi, Jiu by Chiao Su Shu, and the others to step into the eternal realm. He took all the star stones collected by Yin Zhongwang. Everyone here had seen Yin Zhongwang keep the star stones in the jade bottle. Now that they saw Lin Tian take the jade bottle from Yin Zhongwang, they were all shocked. Who was this man? He was so bold that he dared to attack Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty and take his treasures? How arrogant! Boom! A strong wave of divine power rushed out. In the distance, Yin Zhongwang's flesh and bones wriggled and quickly repaired his body. Lin Tian used his spirit to control the true immortal's corpse. He took the jade bottle that he had snatched away into his body and wrapped it up with his spirit. Then, he controlled the true immortal's corpse to take a step forward and punch at the opponent. Boom! The powerful and terrifying punch was delivered by the corpse of a true immortal. In an instant, it shattered the great void. This person wanted to kill him just because he didn't want to join the Wanwei Empire. Naturally, he wouldn't spare him. After retrieving the astral stone, the next step was to kill this person. No matter how high the status of this person was in the Wanwei Empire, Qin Wentian didn't care. This was his principle. He would not take the initiative to cause trouble, but he was not afraid of trouble. If anyone provoked him for no reason, he would cut them down even if they were the king of heaven. In an instant, the terrifying fist vibrated and arrived in front of Yin Zhongwang in an instant, pressing down on him. He doesn't just want to steal the treasure, and you want to kill Yin Zhongwang? At this place, the crowd of cultivators was shocked when they saw this scene. They stared at the black-robed Lin Tian controlling the withered corpse of a true immortal. They were all shocked. How could this person be so bold? At that moment, the space around them cracked. Lin Tian's punch landed on Yin Zhongwang's head, shattering the space around him. The power of the punch became even more terrifying. Clang! Yin Zhongwang's flesh and bones trembled, but his spirit did not disperse. An eternal weapon rushed out of his body to meet the punch. Then, in the next moment, his physical body reappeared. His eyes were full of anger, and he propped up the overflowing divine power and Tao laws. He turned into a ray of killing light and pounced towards Lin Tian. "Give it back!" he roared. Lin Tian had actually snatched away all the stellar stones he had collected after shattering his physical body. He deserved to die. Lin Tian snorted. He did not dodge. His fist vibrated and collided with the eternal weapon that flew out of Yin Zhongwang's body. Crack! With a crisp sound, Yin Zhongwang's eternal weapon was directly shattered by his punch. Although the eternal weapon was powerful, it was nothing in front of the physical body of a true immortal. It was very weak. After shattering this eternal weapon, the power of the punch did not weaken at all. It continued to press down on Yin Zhongwang. Yin Zhongwang roared. Behind him, a large number of runes and seals rushed out. Each rune and seal carried a very terrifying power, as if they could crush everything. They met Lin Tian's punch. Boom! 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 The two collided, bursting out waves of blazing light. In this place, the void cracked and the ground collapsed inch by inch. The scene of the two fighting was very frightening. Lin Tian was secretly surprised. Although this Yin Zhongwang was overbearing and ruthless, which made him unhappy, the other's strength was really terrifying. At this time, as the other was angry that he had stolen the jade bottle that contained the stellar stones, the combat power that he exploded with was much stronger than before. He could barely fight to a draw with the true immortal's corpse that Lin Tian was controlling. "Give it back!" Yin Zhongwang roared again. Behind him, more runes and seals rushed out. It was obviously a very terrifying great magic. Lin Tian controlled the true immortal's corpse and blasted out wave after wave of fist power, colliding with the runes and seals that the other had used. For a time, the place exploded with even more blazing divine light. It was so bright that it was difficult to open one's eyes. Boom! In the last collision, the void and the ground trembled. The divine power of the two collided and turned into a terrifying hurricane. It was as if there were sharp knives and swords in it. As it spread out in all directions, it shredded part of the space. With a bang, Yin Zhongwang was sent flying. He coughed up a mouthful of essence blood. On the other side, Lin Tian trembled. The black robe that covered the outside was torn to pieces, revealing the true immortal's corpse. His abnormally shriveled skin and sunken eyes that lacked the luster of life caused everyone to be shocked. A corpse? There's true immortal qi and immortal Dao law. This is the corpse of a true immortal. Many people's expressions changed. The person who had suddenly attacked Yin Zhongwang and taken all the stellar stones from him was not a living thing. It was the corpse of a true immortal. Has the corpse of a true immortal cultivated intelligence? No, that can't be right. There's no yin qi unique to dead spirits. It's not a corpse that has mutated or developed intelligence. This is someone controlling this true immortal's corpse to attack Yin Zhongwang. In this place, all the experts were shocked. Yin Zhongwang looked at the exposed true immortal's corpse and was naturally shocked. In the next moment, his body shook and his expression changed once more. He stared fixedly at the true immortal's corpse controlled by Lin Tian's spirit. You weren't killed by the people I sent. He was very powerful, and his spiritual senses were very sharp. At this time, he sensed Lin Tian's spiritual fluctuations inside the true immortal's corpse. He sensed that Lin Tian was controlling the corpse. Lin Tian's spirit had entered the withered corpse of the true immortal. At this moment, he was slightly taken aback by Yin Zhongwang's strength. Yin Zhongwang was actually able to sense the fluctuations of his spirit when he entered the withered corpse of the true immortal. Using this, he knew who was controlling the withered corpse. He snorted. It didn't matter if Yin Zhongwang recognized him now. He looked at the other party, took a step forward, and punched. Boom! The powerful punch shook the world. The true immortal's corpse's physical strength suppressed everything, as if it could destroy everything. Yin Zhongwang held up a large number of rune seals. He looked at the corpse that Lin Tian was controlling with his spiritual consciousness. It's you. He was shocked and angry. He never thought that the person who attacked him and robbed him of all the starstones he had collected was the one who had disobeyed him and refused to join the Manwei dynasty. He had sent the green-robed elder to kill Lin Tian. He thought that the green-robed elder's half-step eternal strength would be enough to kill Lin Tian. He never expected that the green-robed elder would fail to kill Lin Tian. Now Lin Tian had come here, robbed all the starstones he had collected, and wanted to kill him. Moreover, he was using his spiritual consciousness to control a true immortal's corpse. Damn you! Cold light intertwined in his eyes, and his anger spread. The rune seals behind him increased in number and became stronger. For a moment, the void in all directions was suppressed. Terrifying divine power rolled and formed a huge enchantment, trapping Lin Tian. Lin Tian was trapped in the huge boundary, but he was not afraid. He waved his iron fist. There was a loud bang, and the void shook. The true immortal's corpse's physical strength suppressed everyone below the true immortal realm. Under his violent punch, Yin Zhongwang's boundary was shattered in an instant. Just because I didn't want to join the Manwei dynasty, you want to kill me? Who do you think you are? The Emperor of the Heavens? You want to kill people who don't do what you want and want? You want to die? He said coldly. Since the other party had recognized him, there was no need to hide. He took another step forward. His speed was so fast that he was in front of Yin Zhongwang in an instant. Then he raised his hand again and punched. Boom! This punch was even more powerful and terrifying than the previous one. It was as if a star was crashing down on him. Yin Zhongwang roared. His hands formed a seal, and an immemorial demonic statue appeared. It had 9 heads, and its roar shook the mountains and rivers. The immemorial demonic statue stepped forward, and its demonic power was overwhelming. Lin Tianling snorted, and his fist continued to press down. Crack! With a crisp sound, The immemorial demon statue that Yin Zhongwang had propped up shattered into pieces with just one punch. Then he took another step forward and appeared in front of Yin Zhongwang in the blink of an eye. Another terrifying punch came down. You! Poof! Blood splattered in all directions. Yin Zhongwang took the punch head-on. His body trembled and exploded again. Arc! Yin Zhongwang let out an angry roar. His shattered flesh quickly reformed into a physical body. His eyes were filled with flames of anger. The moment his physical body reformed, he unleashed another great spell. The space around him trembled, and even the sky changed color. However, facing the corpse of a true immortal controlled by Lin Tianling, such a superpower was useless. It was shattered by Lin Tianling with just one punch. Then, Lin Tianling came in front of him and punched him in the chest. With a poof, his body exploded again. Blood, flesh, and bones flew all over the sky. It was a shocking sight. Damn it! Yin Zhongwang roared. His cultivation was at the level of a half-step true immortal, and he was much stronger than the average half-step true immortal. His life force and spiritual soul were very strong. After being shattered by Lin Tianling, his spiritual soul power surged and reformed his body. Kill! Chapter 1481. Facing Yin Zhongwang's true celestial qi and celestial precepts, Lin Tianwei's expression changed slightly. His opponent was a half-step true celestial, so he already had a trace of true celestial qi and celestial precepts. Although it was very vague and faint, it was still a power that surpassed ordinary great paths and ordinary divine power. There was a qualitative difference, and his aura was much stronger than before. However, he did not care about this. His opponent had true celestial qi and celestial precepts. Could it be that the withered corpse of a true celestial that he was controlling now did not have them? He sneered and faced the true celestial qi and celestial precepts that his opponent had sent over. He directly punched them, forcing out a trace of true celestial qi and celestial precepts from the withered corpse. It was mixed with a violent will, and it shook the surroundings. Swish! With a soft sound, the trace of true celestial qi and celestial precepts that Yin Zhongwang had sent over was directly shattered. Yin Zhongwang was shocked. He had reached the half-step true celestial realm and had a trace of true celestial qi and celestial precepts. He did not expect that Lin Tianwei would also send out the same power from the corpse of a true celestial, and it was far stronger than his. Humph! Lin Tianwei snorted coldly. He sent out true celestial qi and celestial precepts that continued to press down. He also sent out a punch. The two powers merged together, and it was extremely domineering, crushing everything. Poof! Yin Zhongwang was in trouble. Once again, he was shattered by Lin Tianwei. Blood splattered across the sky. He roared. His life force and spirit were shockingly powerful. In the blink of an eye, he reformed his physical body again. He stared at Lin Tianwei with murderous eyes. Once again, he forcefully sent out strands of true celestial qi and celestial precepts that he had cultivated to suppress Lin Tianwei. Lin Tianwei had stolen all the star stones that he had collected. He had to kill Lin Tianwei and take back the star stones. Boom! The true celestial qi and celestial precepts that he sent out vibrated. They were stronger than before. Divine light filled the sky, and they crashed toward Lin Tianwei like a huge wave. It was shocking. Lin Tianling laughed. You've just been crushed once, and you've already summoned such power. Are you at your wits' end now? He waved his fist and forced out a wisp of true immortal qi and immortal Tao law. He faced the opponent's true immortal qi and immortal Tao law head-on. Just like before, Yin Zhongwang's genuine immortal qi and law of immortal Tao were crushed to pieces. He took a step forward and closed in on Yin Zhongwang, punching him again. Pooh! Blood splattered everywhere. The power of this punch was terrifying. Yin Zhongwang was once again smashed into pieces in the sky. It was a shocking sight. Lin Tian controlled the true immortal's withered corpse and reached out with his right arm, grabbing at Yin Zhongwang's soul in his shattered body. Clang! An ear-piercing sound of a weapon rang out, and a precious weapon flew out of Yin Zhongwang's divine soul. It was another peak eternal weapon, bursting with blazing divine light. It was much stronger than the previous eternal weapon. It met Lin Tian's big hand head-on. Lin Tian raised his hand and smashed the precious weapon into pieces with a single slap. However, in that brief moment, Yin Zhongwang's divine soul trembled, and in the blink of an eye, he reformed his body. "You're very resilient, but it's useless. You're going to die today." He stared at Yin Zhongwang and approached him step by step. This Yin Zhongwang was very strong, and his strength was astonishing. However, with the true immortal's withered corpse, it was enough to kill him. Yin Zhongwang's face was cold and ugly as he walked toward Lin Tian. He could see now that he alone was no match for Lin Tian, who was controlling the true immortal's withered corpse with his divine soul. The true immortal's corpse's physical strength was too strong, and it still had remnants of true immortal qi and immortal Tao law. It suppressed him in all aspects, and he couldn't resist it. Whoosh! With a whoosh, Lin Tian stepped forward and raised his fist to kill. With a boom, the surrounding space was crushed, and the power of the fist was appalling. Yin Zhongwang activated a series of grand mystic arts and secret arts. All kinds of runes and divine seals collided with Lin Tian again and again. "Everyone, please lend me a hand and suppress this person. I'll be eternally grateful." Suddenly, he shouted to the nearby cultivators. At this time, he really couldn't stop Lin Tian, who was controlling the true immortal's withered corpse with his own strength. However, there were other cultivators here, and among them were more than a dozen eternal experts, and all of them were at the peak of the eternal realm. If they all helped together, he was confident that they could suppress Lin Tian here, even if Lin Tian was controlling the true immortal's corpse. Hearing Yin Zhongwang's words, the cultivators here were shocked. Yin Zhongwang was asking them for help at this time. They looked forward, and their eyes fell on the withered corpse of the true immortal that Lin Tian was controlling with his divine soul. Their eyes flickered. Yin Zhongwang was an expert of the Manwei dynasty with the inheritance of the Starry Sky Overlord, and his status in the Manwei dynasty was very high. Originally, when Yin Zhongwang asked for help, they should have rushed to help at the first opportunity to get closer to Yin Zhongwang. However, at this time, seeing Lin Tian controlling the withered corpse of the true immortal, these people hesitated. Yin Zhongwang naturally saw these people's hesitation. He blocked Lin Tian's attack in a flustered manner and gritted his teeth. "Everyone, help me kill him together. After we succeed, I'll take out half of the star stones and share it equally with those who help me." At this moment, he had no other choice. He couldn't stop Lin Tian by himself, whereas the others didn't dare make a move rashly because they were afraid of Lin Tian's strength. So, he could only toss out such an enormous temptation in order to rope in the assistance of the people here. Hearing his words, the crowd of cultivators in the area immediately revealed shocked expressions, and a strange light appeared in their eyes. After suppressing Lin Tian, Yin Zhongwang actually took out half of the star stones he obtained and gave it to the people who helped him. After all, Yin Zhongwang had taken more than 90% of the star stones in the star mine. Half of the star stones was a shocking amount, and it was definitely a supreme treasure trove. Everyone, since Yin Zhongwang has spoken, how can we not act? That's right. Attacking Yin Zhongwang with a corpse without his real body, he's a scoundrel. This kind of villain must be eliminated. If he hadn't launched a sneak attack at the beginning, how could he have been Yin Zhongwang's opponent? This kind of despicable person can't be let go. Attack! Suppress this person. How dare he offend Yin Zhongwang with a true immortal corpse? How arrogant! Everyone, attack together. We are all experts here. So what if he has a true immortal corpse? He can't stop so many of us with his bare hands. Kill him. Immediately, many cultivators spoke. On one hand, they complimented Yin Zhongwang and belittled Lin Tian, giving Yin Zhongwang a way out of losing to Lin Tian, who controlled a true immortal corpse. On the other hand, they hinted to others that as long as they attacked together, Even if Lin Tian controlled a true immortal corpse, he couldn't stop so many of them with his bare hands. Lin Tian entered the true immortal's withered corpse with his spirit and punched at Yin Zhongwang. He tilted his head and looked at the group of cultivators who were ready to attack him. He said in a cold voice, "I'm warning you, I'll kill anyone who dares to move." As he said this, he swung his fists at Yin Zhongwang even more fiercely, shaking the sky. It was terrifying. Such an aura caused the cultivators here to be wary. However, this fear quickly dissipated. Lin Tian, who controlled a true immortal corpse, was very scary. However, Yin Zhongwang's reward was very tempting. In order to get half of the stellar stones that Yin Zhongwang had obtained, these people looked at Lin Tian with increasingly vicious eyes. How dare a coward who hides his head and doesn't dare to show his true body be so arrogant? He's just one person. Does he think he's invincible just because he has a true immortal corpse? Attack! He can't stop so many of us by himself. We have a total of 12 eternal rank experts here, as well as a group of other experts. Let's attack together and cooperate with Lord Yin Zhongwang to kill him directly. That's right, kill him, a group of cultivators shouted. This time, as soon as they finished speaking, 12 people directly rushed toward Lin Tian. These 12 people were all at the eternal peak. 10 of them were the supreme elders of the 10 powerful celestial sects in this world, and the other 2 were powerful rogue cultivators. As soon as they attacked, they activated their powerful divine powers and pressed toward Lin Tian with great momentum. Immediately after these 12 eternal peak experts, dozens of people in this place attacked. Their cultivations were at the Emperor Realm and the Immortal Realm. They attacked Lin Tian with rays of killing light. At this time, as long as they worked together to suppress Lin Tian, they would have the opportunity to get a share of the stellar stones that Yin Zhongwang had given them. And those stellar stones were the most tempting to cultivators at the Emperor Realm and the Immortal Realm like them. As long as they suppressed Lin Tian and got enough stellar stones from Yin Zhongwang, they might be able to step into the Eternal Realm in a short time. The Eternal Realm was the true immortal and indestructible level. These people dreamed of stepping into that realm. Kill! The group shouted, and all kinds of killing light pressed toward Lin Tian, causing the space to shake uncontrollably. This combination of power was indeed terrifying. Even though Lin Tian had entered the genuine immortal's withered corpse with his spiritual soul, he still felt a sense of pressure because he was facing the powerful half-step true immortal Yin Zhongwang at the same time. However, he did not have the slightest fear or care. 2 rays of cold light flashed across the genuine immortal's withered corpse's eyes. "Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish," he said coldly. As soon as he finished speaking, divine light flashed, and an immortal sword rushed out of his body. It was covered with Tao patterns and divine seals, intertwined with a strong, genuine immortal aura and the law of the immortal Tao, as if it could cut all things in half. It was a genuine immortal weapon, the Xianluo immortal sword. When he drove the genuine immortal's withered corpse here, he also brought the genuine immortal sword with him to ensure that everything would go smoothly. At this time, he drove the genuine immortal's withered corpse with his spiritual soul. The withered arm grabbed the Xianluo immortal sword and swung it away. Clang! Along with the clanging sound of the sword, a terrible sword chi slashed and instantly shattered all the divine powers that the group of cultivators had sent toward him. A genuine immortal weapon? Chapter 1482. The Xianluo immortal sword was covered with Tao patterns and divine seals. Its sharp sword power was vast and mighty, mixed with very rich, genuine immortal chi and immortal Tao law. It seemed to cut down the stars in the starry sky, and the surrounding void became distorted. He is a genuine immortal artifact. The group of cultivators trembled violently. He was controlling a genuine immortal corpse with his divine soul, and he had a genuine immortal artifact with him. How strong would such a lineup be? The dozens of cultivators who were clamoring to help Yin Zhongwang suppress and kill Lin Tian all changed their expressions in an instant. Yin Zhongwang's expression became very ugly. He threw out a great temptation and persuaded a large group of cultivators to help him suppress Lin Tian. With these people's help and Lin Tianji's genuine immortal corpse, he believed that with the power of these people, they would be able to suppress Lin Tian. However, he never expected that Lin Tian would have a genuine immortal artifact. A genuine immortal artifact. Even he, the emperor of the Manwei dynasty, did not have a precious weapon of this level, but Lin Tian did. Damn it! He stared at Lin Tian and gritted his teeth. Lin Tian controlled the genuine immortal corpse with his divine soul and held the Xian Luo immortal sword in his hand. At this time, he glanced at the dozens of cultivators who were attacking him and directly slashed with the sword. With a clang, the ear-piercing sound of the sword reverberated, and an immortal sword light slashed across the vast void, cutting through the vast void. Puff! 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 The blood was dazzling. Among the dozens of cultivators, the 12 Eternal Peak powerhouses at the front coughed up blood and were sent flying. Some of the Immortal and Emperor Realm cultivators behind the 12 were directly blown to pieces. More than a dozen people died on the spot. Such a scene made everyone's hearts turn cold. It was just a sword, but it had such a terrible power. Dozens of cultivators were all injured, and a dozen of them died. Lin Tian let out a cold snort. He raised his sword again, and sword rays shot out, slashing towards all the cultivators in the area. Coupled with the weak strand of true immortal chi and law of the immortal path from the withered true immortal corpse, the sword light was terrifyingly powerful. It had the power to destroy everything in its path. In just an instant, it sent the surrounding cultivators flying. Pooh! 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 In the blink of an eye, another dozen or so undying and Emperor Space-level cultivators exploded. Their souls didn't even manage to escape, and they were directly annihilated. Under the combined attack of Lin Tian's withered corpse and true immortal weapon, anyone below the Eternal Realm was as insignificant as a speck of dust. They were more fragile than tofu. Two swords killed nearly 30 experts. There were more than 100 cultivators here, but not all of them went to help kill Lin Tian as soon as Yin Zhongwang spoke. There was a small group of cultivators who were afraid of the withered corpse controlled by Lin Tian and were not tempted by Yin Zhongwang's offer. At this time, they were both shocked and relieved. They were shocked by Lin Tian's terrifying power, and they were relieved that they didn't join in the attack on Lin Tian. Otherwise, they would have been in grave danger right now. This was because these people could see that Lin Tian, who had taken out the true immortal weapon, was not a match for the dozens of cultivators who attacked together. These people thought that Lin Tianji was controlling a true immortal corpse, but this guess was completely wrong. At this time, everyone who attacked Lin Tian would have to bear the killing intent of Lin Tian. And with the help of the true immortal corpse and true immortal weapon, wasn't this a death trap? In front on the battlefield, there were 33 people who attacked Lin Tian, except for Yin Zhongwang. Among them, 12 were experts at the Eternal Peak, 10 were at the half-step Eternal Realm, and 11 were at the Immortal Peak. All of them were trembling. Lin Tian controlled the withered corpse and looked at the crowd through the hollow eyes of the true immortal corpse. His eyes were cold and indifferent. He was controlling the Xian Luo celestial sword, a genuine immortal weapon. At this moment, he was using his spirit's strength to fly in the air. Then, he rode the genuine immortal withered corpse and took a step forward. The combined momentum of the two enveloped Yin Zhongwang and the remaining 33 people who were attacking him. In a flash, an expert half a step to the Eternal Realm appeared. He raised his hand and punched. Puff! Blood exploded. This half-step Eternal Realm cultivator was crushed in horror, and his spirit body was also destroyed. He stepped forward and appeared in front of another expert at the half-step Eternal Realm. His movement was simple, and he still punched. With a bang, this simple punch caused the whole space to roar, as if an ear-piercing thunder had exploded in the sky. The man was terrified. No! Let go! Puff! The simple punch fell on the expert at the half-step Eternal Realm and instantly destroyed his body and soul. At the same time, with a clang, the Xianluo celestial sword vibrated under the control of his spirit strength. With a gentle shake, it directly scattered a large amount of sword light and slashed in all directions. Puff! 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 Under the large amount of sword light, the blood mist exploded one by one. 6 experts at the peak of the immortal realm died tragically. For a moment, everyone felt a chill in their hearts. They were all shocked and trembling. Among the 12 experts at the peak of the eternal realm who attacked Lin Tian because of Yin Zhongwang's words, a yellow-robed old man looked at Yin Zhongwang and said, "I'm sorry, Zhongwang. I don't want the reward you offered. This man, I can't help." This man was a rogue cultivator. As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately retreated and began to leave the battlefield. Lin Tian was really too terrifying. He controlled the withered corpse of a true immortal and had a complete true immortal weapon. No one here could stop him. Yin Zhongwang's face became very ugly after Lin Tian took out the true immortal weapon. Now it became even uglier. Originally, even though Lin Tian had taken out the true immortal weapon, he still thought that he must join forces to suppress Lin Tian. He was analyzing and thinking because Lin Tian had taken away all the starstones he had obtained. That was an amazing divine treasure. He had to take it back from Lin Tian. However, while he was thinking about how to join forces with these people to suppress Lin Tian, who had a true immortal weapon, someone unexpectedly retreated and stopped helping him. This made him shocked and angry. Clang! With a shrill sword sound, a sharp sword light flew by. Lin Tian attacked and directly penetrated the yellow-robed old man who was retreating. Blood spattered in all directions. The yellow-robed old man was penetrated and blood gushed out of his mouth. He trembled and looked at Lin Tian in horror and anger. "I won't attack you anymore. How could you?" Clang! A sword hum rang out again, interrupting this person's words. Lin Tian attacked again, sending out another powerful sword ray. With a puff, the sword light penetrated the yellow-robed old man's body again, and a transparent bloody hole appeared in his body. "Jumping out to kill me when there's something to gain, and retreating when you can't beat me. Saying that you won't attack me anymore? You want to let things go? How can there be such a cheap thing in this world?" Lin Tian said coldly. As soon as he finished speaking, he moved the true, immortal withered corpse and appeared in front of the yellow-robed old man in a single step. The yellow-robed old man's face turned pale when Lin Tian closed in on him. He knew very well how terrifying a true, immortal withered corpse was. Being forced by a true, immortal withered corpse was definitely a disaster. Immediately, he broke into a run and hurriedly retreated. Unfortunately, it was too late. Dong! Lin Tian swung his fist, and the true immortal withered corpse's physical strength was fully activated. He directly blasted out a beam of light from his fist. With a puff, the yellow-robed old man was shattered by the beam of light in the blink of an eye. His barely preserved spiritual body was also covered in cracks, as if it would be annihilated at the slightest touch. His eyes were completely filled with fear. Lin Tian raised his hand and slammed down with his palm, shattering the old man's spiritual body and truly destroying his body and soul. Dead. A person at the peak of the eternal realm, an immortal existence, just like that. In the distance, a group of cultivators trembled. On the battlefield, dozens of other cultivators were trembling, and they all trembled. Immediately, swoosh, 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 swoosh. The sound of something breaking through the air rang out. Except for Yin Zhongwang, the other cultivators on the battlefield who attacked Lin Tian all retreated and retreated. Humph! Lin Tian sneered. He used his soul power to unleash the Xianluo immortal sword. The tyrannical might of the true immortal sword appeared, enveloping everyone within. Dense amounts of sword light directly slashed out in all directions. While attacking these people, it also blocked their path of retreat, suppressing them within a fixed area. Then, with a swoosh, he appeared in front of an expert half a step to the eternal realm and directly punched down, shattering the man's spiritual body and body, completely killing him. Puff! He took a step and appeared in front of another expert half a step to the eternal realm. With a palm knife, he directly killed this person. Originally, he had come here to retrieve the Star Stone to kill Yin Zhongwang. But now, he decided not to attack Yin Zhongwang for the time being. Instead, he kept Yin Zhongwang in a fixed area while he unleashed his killing light and killing fist on the other cultivators. Compared to Yin Zhongwang, at this time, these people who joined together to kill him because of the reward offered by Yin Zhongwang were more disgusting. Clang! Under the control of Lin Tian's spiritual strength, the Xian Luo immortal sword slashed out one sword light after another, each of which was fierce and frightening. In a short time, it killed 3 experts half a step to the eternal realm and 4 experts at the peak of the immortal realm. Your Excellency, please spare our lives. We know we were wrong. We shouldn't have attacked you because of the Star Stone. An expert at the peak of the immortal realm trembled, his face pale, and said, Your Excellency, please give us a chance. Clang. The sound of the sword was ear-piercing. Lin Tian glanced at this person, raised his hand, and directly pierced through this person's glabella, killing him on the spot. He would only kill those who tried to kill him, and he would not accept mercy. With a move of his mind, the Xian Luo immortal sword buzzed, and a large sword light directly spread out, injuring the remaining cultivators on the battlefield. Most of them coughed up blood and flew away. Then, with the sound of breaking air, Lin Tian controlled the genuine immortal corpse and appeared in front of an elder at the peak of the eternal realm. He directly pressed down with a fist, and with a poof, the elder's body was smashed. Whoosh! The elder's body was smashed, but his spiritual body did not disappear immediately. Instead, he quickly retreated. However, Lin Tian was faster. Controlling the genuine immortal corpse, he forced the elder's spiritual body to the side of the elder's spiritual body in just one step and grabbed his spiritual body. The elder's spiritual body trembled, and he felt as if the god of death had grabbed him. Filled with fear, he looked at the genuine immortal corpse controlled by Lin Tian and shouted, Your Excellency, please have mercy. I'm the Supreme Elder of the Jade Tripod Immortal Sect. Chapter 1483. Hearing Lin Tian's words, the old man's divine soul trembled violently. Yes, Lin Tian even dared to attack Yin Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty, the #1 force in the starry sky. How could he, a supreme elder of the Jade Tripod Immortal Sect, make Lin Tian hesitate? He said in a trembling voice, This old man knows his mistake and apologizes to Your Excellency. Please let me go. After this, no matter what conditions Your Excellency has, this old man will agree to them. No one was willing to die, and the old man in brocade was the same. He hoped to live. Lin Tian sneered, grabbed the old man's divine soul, and shook it violently, directly crushing the old man's divine soul in his hand. So ruthless. In the distance, some of the cultivators who had not besieged Lin Tian could not help but tremble when they saw this scene. After the previous yellow-robed old man, another expert at the peak of the eternal realm was killed. Originally, the two of them were both immortal and indestructible existences. But now they were killed just like that. On the battlefield, there were only a dozen people left who were tempted by Yin Zhongwang to attack Lin Tian. 10 of them were experts at the peak of the eternal realm, and 3 were experts at the half-step eternal realm. At this time, these people all felt their scalps go numb. Controlling the corpse of a true immortal and having a true immortal weapon, the person they were facing at this moment was too terrifying. Lin Tian glanced at these people. Without saying anything else, he controlled the true immortal's corpse and used the Xian Luo immortal sword, enveloping everyone within his attack range. Sword chi shot out one after another, and fist light surged out one after another. Puff! A half-step eternal realm expert's head was pierced by his sword. His sea of knowledge collapsed, and his divine soul was annihilated. Do you want to kill all of us here? We are all from the top forces of the Myriad Realms Imperial Star. If you really do that, you will be an enemy of the entire Myriad Realms Imperial Star. You'd better not be too reckless. An expert at the peak of the eternal realm shouted. Lin Tian glanced at this person with a cold expression. He appeared beside him in one step and directly pressed down with an iron fist. The man trembled. You. Pooh. Blood splattered everywhere as this person's physical body exploded. His spirit flew out in a sorry state, but it was directly met with another slap from Lin Tian and was smashed to pieces. This scene made many people's hearts tremble. This was the third undying and indestructible eternal expert to be killed here. Clang! With an ear-piercing sound, Lin Tian manipulated the Xian Luo sword with his divine soul power. Sword lights filled the sky, peerless and terrifying, piercing through more than a dozen people, including Yin Zhongwang. Among them, 2 half-step eternal experts died tragically. In an instant, there were only 10 people left on the battlefield. Among these 10 people, one was Yin Zhongwang, a half-step true immortal, and the other 9 were powerful existences at the peak of the eternal realm. Clang! The sound of swords rang out again. Lin Tian controlled the withered corpse and attacked everyone at the same time. The sword light of the Xian Luo immortal sword also enveloped everyone. The killing intent of both the sword and the fist was not concealed at all. The 10 people could clearly feel Lin Tian's intention to kill, and there was no room for negotiation. We just attacked you and did not hurt you, but you want to kill all of us. Aren't you too vicious? One of them gritted his teeth. He was a rogue cultivator at the peak of the eternal realm, not far from a half-step true immortal. I have no grievances with you. When you rushed out to kill me, did you think of the word vicious? Lin Tian Dao. The person who spoke suddenly stopped talking. For a moment, he could not find the words to refute. It was also at this moment that Lin Tian took a step forward. In an instant, he was in front of this person, and once again he punched him. Dong! With a simple punch, the sky roared. This person was smashed, and his spirit was also crushed in the next moment. He turned and looked at the last few people on the battlefield, saying, "Don't beg for mercy, and don't try to threaten me with your inheritance. It's useless. Since you want to kill me, you should be prepared to be killed in return." He looked at the crowd. The Xian Luo immortal sword hummed, and the sword's power was fierce and oppressive. "Today, you will all die here." Clang! As his words fell, the Xian Luo immortal sword shook violently, and the dense sword light directly slashed at the crowd. Moreover, he controlled the withered corpse to move. He waved his iron fist, crushing the divine secret arts and the great path precepts. No one could resist. Even if they worked together, they would only be knocked back again and again, and each one of them was constantly injured. In the blink of an eye, blood exploded in this place. 7 more Eternal Peak experts were killed in a row. You have killed so many people. Have you vented enough? Well, let me go. At this time, besides Yin Zhongwang, there was only one Eternal Peak expert left on the battlefield. He was a supreme elder of a powerful sect. At this time, he was already covered in blood. He trembled and retreated, his eyes full of the luster of fear. Lin Tian approached this person. Without any superfluous words, he responded with a true immortal heavy punch. With a puff, this person had no way to dodge or block. He was directly smashed to pieces, and his spirit and body were annihilated. 12 Eternal Peak experts, 10 half-step Eternal Realm experts, dozens of Immortal and Emperor Realm experts, all. In this place, those who did not attack Lin Tian because of the temptation thrown by Yin Zhongwang had been watching the battle from the periphery. Looking at the battlefield, they could not help but tremble, and only felt that their internal organs were cold. Only Yin Zhongwang is left. Someone trembled. On the battlefield, blood stained a large area of the ground. The people who attacked Lin Tian because of the temptation thrown by Yin Zhongwang had all been killed. Except for the true immortal withered corpse controlled by Lin Tian, only Yin Zhongwang was left. His face was extremely ugly. At this time, a trace of fear appeared in the eyes of this half-step true immortal expert. Lin Tian acted ruthlessly and killed dozens of experts in the blink of an eye. Most of them were from the top forces of this world. The kind of strength and fearlessness made a chill run down his spine. "It's your turn. A cold voice sounded. Lin Tian controlled the true, immortal, withered corpse. At this time, his eyes fell on Yin Zhongwang, and he stepped toward him. When Yin Zhongwang saw Lin Tian closing in on him, he immediately trembled as the chill on his back became even more apparent. He gritted his teeth and said, "Your Excellency, I was wrong before. I should not have sent people to kill you just because you did not want to join the Manwei dynasty. For the sake of my dynasty, can you let this matter go?" Clang! The sound of a sword was ear-piercing. A sword light, mixed with true immortal chi and the law of immortality, rushed out and pierced through the man's chest. I said, "Don't beg for mercy. It's useless." Lin Tiandao. He controlled the true, immortal withered corpse and approached Yin Zhongwang step by step. Yin Zhongwang gritted his teeth and walked toward Lin Tian. He could not help but retreat. "Don't go too far. If you kill me, you will offend the Manwei dynasty. It won't do you any good. The Manwei dynasty will never let you go." Clang! Another sword light flew by. Lin Tian slashed out with his sword. It was so fast that it pierced through Yin Zhongwang in the blink of an eye. Apart from the fact that begging for mercy is useless, I also said not to threaten me with the legacy I'm in, right? He said. Yin Zhongwang trembled. His body was stained with blood. His face turned even uglier. "You," Lin Tian snorted coldly. He held the Xian Luo immortal sword and controlled the true, immortal, withered corpse. He stepped in front of Yin Zhongwang. Without any unnecessary movements, he pressed down with the true immortal iron fist and slashed with the Xian Luo immortal sword. Yin Zhongwang was restrained by Lin Tian's powerful aura. He could not dodge and could only brace himself to meet Lin Tian's attack. With a puff, in the blink of an eye, Lin Tian used the true, immortal withered corpse and the Xian Luo immortal sword to attack Yin Zhongwang. Yin Zhongwang was severely injured. His body exploded and blood splattered everywhere. Rumble! The sound of flesh wriggling was heard. Yin Zhongwang's spirit was not destroyed. His spirit power surged and reformed his body in the blink of an eye. Lin Tian steered the corpse of the true immortal, and the dim light in his eyes intertwined. This Yin Zhongwang was indeed very powerful. His body had been shattered by the corpse of the true immortal several times in a row, and he had been killed by the Xian Luo celestial sword, which was a true immortal instrument. However, he had managed to survive. Every time his body was shattered, his spirit would be perfectly preserved, and then he would quickly reform his body. This kind of strength was not something an ordinary half-step true immortal could possess. He could be called a king among half-step true immortals. However, he did not care. No matter how strong his opponent was, he could not stop the true immortal withered corpse that he controlled. He controlled the withered corpse and punched out again and again. Sword light fell one after another, continuously shattering Yin Zhongwang. After a quarter of an hour, Yin Zhongwang was injured again and again. His essence, qi, and spirit continued to weaken. His blood was at its weakest. It was also at this time that Lin Tian attacked with all his might. He used his powerful spirit power to force out the last remnants of true immortal qi and immortal law from the withered corpse. Together with the Xian Luo immortal sword, he suppressed his opponent with a devastating blow. With a boom, the space trembled. Large cracks appeared in the sky, and the ground seemed to be sinking. Yin Zhongwang's blood was at its weakest. Facing Lin Tian's terrifying attack, his face turned pale. His eyes were filled with fear. "Stop! Don't kill!" Boom! Surging true, immortal qi and immortal law covered everything, directly interrupting his words and landing on his body. With a puff, a bloody mist exploded. A blinding light covered everything. When the light dissipated, Yin Zhongwang's figure completely disappeared from the battlefield. He had been killed in both body and spirit. Suddenly, the people who had not been tempted by Yin Zhongwang to kill Lin Tian could not help but tremble. He really killed Yin Zhongwang? Everyone's face turned pale. Although they knew that Lin Tian wanted to kill Yin Zhongwang, when they saw Lin Tian kill Yin Zhongwang with their own eyes, they could not help but be shocked. This was because Yin Zhongwang's background was too great. He He was the Zhongwang of the Manwei dynasty, the ruler of the universe. His status in the Manwei dynasty was very high. Killing such a person would definitely incur the wrath of the Manwei dynasty. That would be a huge problem. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.